has been awesome for them in conference play. 14 double-doubles in the last 19 games. Steps back here, and Watkins' first shot of the game is pure. Florida State ball. And they've trailed just about from the jump. Jamir Watkins, second-team All-ACC, is 1 for 1 in the game, and he misses his second shot. Knocked off the glass to start. Has been the man in this first half. And he comes up. Oh, he almost came up with a steal. He couldn't hang on to it. And it leads to a dunk. Thomas finds Watkins. Watkins slicing. Watkins leans in and gets the bucket.
Just see why he's able to get to the free. If you're a Florida State fan, it's brilliant.
Watkins has now individually drawn 6 fouls. And he steps back, misses a jumper short. Carlos ahead to start. But better late than never. Maluk. Watkins hoists it. Starling knocks it to Daquan Davis. At 3, it's the one area they've struggled. They missed their last 10.
They're total, huh?
Total. Here's Watkins. Rebound knocked out of the hands of Maluk. Davis lost it on the way up. Daquan Davis to steal. Here come the Knowles. Watkins finishes. And the lead is down to 9.
Such good body control.
Here's Watkins. First double-double of the year for Watkins. He'll look to add to it. Too long. Didn't get the rim. Rebound Carlos.
Good ball.
Gets to wait till next year. Watkins. Driving it on Taylor. Elevates. No. Jair Davis, the Syracuse seal-on.
Great. All right, one keys for this Florida State team defensively is keep the SMU guards out of the paint. You want to try to keep them on the perimeter as much as you can.
It's Florida. Got sped up. And a turnover. Knowles want to run. What a ball! What a feed! And a throw down from Watkins.
And honestly, Arian, this is how Florida...
games this season with at least 2 3-point shots made in a game. Got one there. Mustangs lead. Response, Watkins, a much improved 3-point shooter of his own. Connect from about 12 feet. Watkins handles the rock. Deep 3, straight away, short.
And as an 18-year-old kid, I needed some guidance, and he was there for me.
Well, Sam, I was talking to Coach Hamilton in practice yesterday, and he had a story, a recruiting story.
Assistant coach, obviously under Coach Joe B. Hall, but back then, he recruited all of the players, not to take anything away from Coach Hall, but Leonard was the man.
Athleticism and mobility that those guys have. You have to be decisive in your decision-making or your drives to the basket. And SMU's do a much better job this half doing it.
Watkins staying with it. Attacks, count it! And the basket! He was decisive there. Off the line. Near steal. Watkins will call his own number from 3. Nearly had it. Rattled out. Some games late this season, on the way to 22 overall victories for the Mustangs. Watkins slices to the rack. Wow.
It's called the Bible, for one, and also Point Man. Two books that I still read every day, and he definitely had
as well. High screen coming. It's set there from Ewan. Switch by the Mustangs. Tough fadeaway jumper is pure.
When they score a lot of points, generally it's because they get some extra opportunities, and Virginia's got to be very careful with their blockouts.
Watkins measures the 3. McNeely snags the carry. Gives the open 3.
This is a Cavalier team. When they create a turnover, they like to get out and go. They're not just holding the ball.
Watkins, the tough fall away.
He's really good in conference.
5 to shoot. Watkins has to hoist and hits.
Wow, what a tough shot. I don't think he can play defense any better than
Way tiebreaker with Virginia Tech, Virginia, and Pitt.
Well, it's like Al Davis said, just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
That's all you can do. So I'm not doing any math.
Jackson not a three-point shooter. Watkins thought about it. On the drive, through the contact. Tipped around, another offensive rebound.
That's 6.
Robinson picked up Watkins. Watkins lost his defender and then missed.
Tournament. That's a tough way to get there, though.
Duke, meanwhile, has won 7 in a row by an average, Dan, of more than 30 points per game. And assists. Shot clock trickling down. Watkins lets it fly. Too strong. And they're going to get a foul on Nitu.
Florida State was surprised that they threw the ball inbound. Boy, that's a serious breakdown by the Seminoles.
Watkins at the other end. Out of bounds to Virginia.
Inside, and that left Rhodey all alone.
Watkins corner 3. He's had a rough night. 0 for 4 from 3. There he is, Florida State's leading scorer. Make it 2 for 11. Games against Duke and Carolina. He's been quiet so far. Watkins, shot clock at 4. Watkins contested. It's the jumper. You know, we've said it. All of Watkins. Watkins knocks down a triple, his first 3 of the game.
And so now it's 19, so we can play again. No, this game has been nothing but disruption.
Watkins from inside, not there. At least 20 in 3 straight. Off the Maluk screen. Watkins with some soft touch. There's Davis. Bull Bowen. Not close, boy. He's been in a bad shooting slump, but Watkins cleans up. He's got 15.
Plenty of time on the shot clock.
Watkins, deep 3. Air ball. The shot clock running down. Rhodey turns it over. Watkins wide open. Up ahead. Dunks it home. It's a 1-point game. 11 points. He's coming off 20 on Tuesday night in Miami. Oh, what a move by Watkins all the way to the basket. Malawatch got a piece of it. Here's Flag ahead for Knipple, spotting up. That got partially blocked. Deflected by Davis. Here's Watkins at the other end for the dunk, and Florida State on the board.
This is exactly how Leonard Hamilton likes his team to play.
Catch and release, bounds away. 3 minutes in, 5-point lead. It stays for Duke. Knowles are 1 for their first 5, make it 2 of their first 6, and Watkins has got 2 dunks. Season in the last 25 years.
Seems good.
Yeah, not bad. Pull up at 16 for Watkins. Oh, and a nice follow by Nitu, who got to the rim.
You're on to different things at this point in the year.
Shot clock at 4. Here's Watkins. Long 3, front rim miss, and James clears. All right. No Tyrese Proctor, no Malik Brown for Duke, no Malik Ewan for Florida State tonight. Too strong off the hand of Watkins.
3 seem to have calmed him down.
Of course, he started for Tyrese Proctor tonight. Proctor had started 37 consecutive games. Watkins, an air ball.
Close the door!
Wow.
Setting a screen on the top of the key. Big time shot. Even better at getting his feet set.
Long 3 out front for Watkins. Back rim miss. Evans clears it.
On defense. Why? Because it happens so quickly when you play against the Blue Devils.
Watkins against Knipple, who did a good job just taking his arm straight up. James.
Shooter, Wes. I was always really comfortable getting to my left hand for one dribble and then pulling. Perfect example right there.
Watkins and the follow. Maluk couldn't control it. It's margin. Nitu has come in the lineup.
Long three bounds away off the hand of Watkins. Flat.
Been really good all season.
Yep.
The top three in the ACC can do some real damage in the NCAA tournament.
Watkins, the spin and jumper. He's got 8 in the ball game. January and later in the month, hey, look, we're pretty steady defensively. We got to continue to evolve and get better on offense. And how about Watkins' lob just kind of rolled in for him. His legacy as the best freshman season potentially in college basketball, or at least be in the Carmelo discussion.
I think, you know, Carmelo did win a national championship.
Oh. Kicks it for Davis. Watkins over Gungba off the window and in. 8.5 for Watkins. So 90 to 57. Watkins open three good.
There hasn't been a whole lot to pick at.
Swinton in trouble against Sheffield. 15 to shoot. And here's Watkins on the attack again. And off the glass. So Watkins is
the man who can tear the roof off Cameron Indoor. He tore the roof off of Madison Square Garden.
A 5'8" grad student, Spencer Hubbard, as Watkins gets
in America behind the Duke Blue Devils.
And this guy right here is getting the job done. Lee Ewing drops a dime, recognizing that there will be a double team coming, shooting 95.
The difference maker thrown away, and a quick turnover. Davis running the point. Daquan Davis just a freshman, and that'll be down for Watkins. Not necessarily.
That's one of the areas where Lubin has been able to help this Carolina team on the offensive glass and get second chance points.
Watkins weaving his way in. And a strong move to
have those, especially NBA players that have Heisman sweatshirts and Heisman trophies.
Now that might be the height of cool to be able to pull that off. On the baseline, FSU with a strike. They continue. Watkins, 18 points, 5 rebounds a game. He's going to play in the NBA.
He will play in the NBA. This young man was in the NBA Combine last season. As he knocks down the three, he knew you were talking about.
Kate Tyson, who's made a couple of shots in close.
Yes, very good minutes from Kate Tyson as Watkins lines up another three, unable to get that one to go. But
Dang outside, up top for Watkins. Watkins around the screen, airborne, and hits it. Tough shot.
Yes. Watkins continues the opportunity to find Lubin up top. Very simple.
Here's Watkins. Watkins on the move. Mid-range jumper short. FSU with a man down. Powell. Nobody has 4 for FSU.
And North Carolina back in the zone defensively. This time the Seminoles well prepared for it in the second half. Get it inside to Watkins, who's unable to get it to go in the mid-range. From the rim before he tipped it back in.
The swing and the jumper from the corner, swished in. Good touch there by Watkins.
More appropriate, but he has made it clear. It's time. He's ready to go. Now, he's not done. He's just ready to move on from what he's doing right now, but Coach Ham will continue to have an impact on young people.
Of course, played for him with the Washington Wizards when he was traded to Washington, and Leonard's 1 year in the NBA. Watkins straight on, can't hit. Final seconds here in Tallahassee.
This is a guy they got to get the ball to. Shot clock at 10. Watkins gets to the free throw line as much as anybody in the country. Thought he was headed to the line there. Instead, it's blocked up. And a miss by Roos. Watkins all alone. That's the first field goal of the game for the Seminoles. Enough to get from you when you were with those 2 other cats you played with.
I had a couple of guys that didn't mind pass.
Especially Dennis. Watkins rattles in and out.
You didn't realize he had Bo Bowen on him. And anytime you get a big, you may not be able to blow by him, but you can get your 3. You see Watkins with a good move to the basket, absorbing contact. Someone like Leonard Hamilton for his program, he's always developed his talent from bringing in kids. You see good backdoor cut by Watkins for an opportunity to finish for the and one. Need to get him going in the tournament.
Yeah, from 10 down, you're playing the first day. It'll
be 3 games that first day in Charlotte. There's a long 3 and a long rebound. Teammates collide, and again, Hadley got a hand on it. Rebound, Florida State. Watkins for 3.
And I think Watkins can get that shot anytime again.
To go here in the opening half. Watkins a step back 3. And tipped in.
This Louisville team.
Well, you're down by 14 as we begin this second half. And there's Watkins for 3 and short. They just can't buy one from out there today.
Got in there and just basically bullied his way to a bucket over the taller defenders from Florida State.
Watkins drains a 12-footer.
And that's what Jamir Watkins is.
Match. If he wants to go to the bucket, they kick it outside for Davis. He'll pitch it right back to Watkins. Passes on to 3. Floater in the lane. Too strong.
A missed opportunity to get Ewan down there to break down the penetration and then attack that paint.
That's good patience here by Watkins, and he'll go to the free throw line again.
And just as we talked up, you saw Jamir go.
3-point ball, and again, it's just not there. Tough rebound inside, and Watkins another 2.
And great job by Jamir Watkins going for that offense.
They're not going in.
And I think it is that Florida State's done a good job of getting him out of his rhythm.
Watkins double teamed, and still he scores. He was looking for a foul.
And great recognition by Watkins. Realized he had this.
Jamir Watkins has played so well again today. And that's going to do it. The Louisville Cardinals go to a miss.
Well, you said it, rivalry basketball. And these are one of these games where you throw the records out of the window. These two teams do not like each other, and they're going to go as hard as they possibly can.
Watkins, he lead the conference. Cleveland has really improved every facet of his game. Watkins steps into a 3, that rims out, offensive rebound, Ewan. Now the birthday boy comes, a kid, he turns it over. Ball Bowen in the nose, dangerous in transition. Watkins, 3-ball, launches right side, missed everything.
Well, you want Florida State moving side to side so they can open up them gaps. I think early on they're doing a good job of trying to be aggressive, driving the ball to the rim.
Watkins aggressive to the rim, can't connect. Slow start for Florida State's best player.
Have open opportunities.
How about Cleveland torquing his body with a little finesse?
Well, another guy who's a big guard, 6'7", he's going to have a chance at the NBA level. He gets to the basket with the best of them in the country. See the difference in Miami. They're playing connected. They're playing with more energy. Offensively, they're starting to move the ball. And they're a team that they can always score the ball, Aria, but defensively, they're playing much, much better.
They played really well on that possession, didn't they? In that right corner. Guarded by Johnson, pulls it out. 6th in the ACC in scoring. Steps back, and he buries the 3. That's got to feel good for Jamir Watkins.
Push off right there, too.
Davis probes, Watkins attacks, steps through, Euro, that rims out. They're letting them be physical so far. 3, Watkins, crossover dribble attack. Turns, fades, tough shot off to the right.
And it's just not a shot that you want.
Icy shooting from both. Watkins turning, facing, and he connects. That's a big-time shot. First minutes of this basketball game. And over the last couple, Florida State has asserted itself, especially down low. Watkins, that's a deep 3. Halfway down and out.
Well, to your point, Ari, it's really been just... You can't pass the ball when everybody's together like that. You have no spacing.
Watkins, clean look from 3. No, Davis, weak side rebounds.
Big rebounds. Tied the school record. Shot clock's at 4, John.
Once 3 by Watkins. He's very streaky, a very capable three-point shooter. Hesitated a little bit mid-drive and froze his defender, pulled up on the jumper. Nice shot by Hunter.
Watkins at the other end. Score of the basket and to the free throw. Tapped it away. Keep that ball with the Seminoles.
This is kind of what Florida State wants to do. They want to turn you over and get Clemson's on the best 2-year run in program history. And this new age of basketball kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit.
Watkins on line, too strong. John, you had mentioned the struggles by the Tigers from shot clock at that point.
Right, communication is key, especially for an older team like Clemson, you would think.
Watkins free throw line. Bull Bowen flying in. It ends up with Locken. Baseline, it did not materialize. Ewing. Watkins steps inside the line. Another crazy bounce. Here comes Bull Bowen. Watkins, show and go. Gliding by the defender. Basket for the Noles.
Good basketball.
Watkins trying to work off the Ewing screen. Leaning in and scoring.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Watkins and Ewing playing a little.
On one defending situation.
I don't know if Watkins is a guy at target for a post-up down there. He's a good defender.
Watkins will have a chance at a three. Chandler Jackson. Watkins will fire away. Deep in the shot clock. They just couldn't get in the.
He is their X factor.
Watkins, tough runner. Maluk got it.
And that's just toughness by Shefflin.
And remember, this Clemson team, as Watkins scores, they lost back-to-back games in overtime.
Spillers and Reed the third. Quick hands. Watkins with the steal and a run-out dunk. Opens up the scoring.
You've got to move. You can't hang on to the ball against the Seminoles or that kind of thing happens.
That's their second steal. Watkins with the hammer. Taking flight. It's a 7
defense.
They've scored the last 11 points. Watkins into the lane, slicing. It's blocked. Hildreth on the run.
He's earned it.
It's a 14-0 run. Wake Forest on top. Watkins, that one barely scraped the front lip of the rim.
And another three because he got the defense where he wanted him and then made a great entry pass to Spillers. Spillers is having a good first half.
Corner three off the mark from Watkins, and Florida State is 1 for 9 from distance. Transfer from Virginia Tech. 10 to shoot. Florida State once again deep in the shot clock, and Watkins a missed three. He is 0 for 3 from downtown, and Florida State in load.
That's too early. You know, Harris can shoot the three, but I don't know that you want to do it.
Watkins leaning, some Olay defense, and a miss.
When you miss a three, it allows us. And Tyler Johnson, I mean, Steve Forbes' head is going to explode. That is a very poor play by your point guard.
Watkins, Florida State missing, and the rebound Wake. 9 on the shot clock. Hop step, Watkins throws it up and in.
That's a really good play by a great player, but the way to the basket. But because the defense is trying to block the shot, nobody's blocking out Harris.
Watkins, big steps, miss. It's claimed by Reed. Wake wants to run.
Now, Spillers has made one tonight, but he's not a great three-point shooter.
Watkins trailing a three, drills it. Just the third three of the game for Florida State. One-on-one. Dang for three. Tippett will finally go underneath for Ewing. 3 looks for the Seminoles. They're on a nut. It's a 10-point lead for Wake. Big possession for the Seminoles. Watkins after the gamble, a 3. The rebound tipped around into the hands of a Demon Deacon.
I think Steve Forbes trying to go a little bit deeper because of how intense this game has been.
Long 2 from Watkins, and that's smooth.
But Watkins is a guy who can dip. You don't need a triple team, you need a double team. And here that ball squirts loose, and there's no need for Spillers to reach in and grab there, which he did because Hildreth had that one. You know, a couple more dribbles and you had Reed on a mismatch inside.
Watkins looking to take over, pulls the trigger.
Watkins has 13 for the Seminoles.
And that's why he has the guy who's not really going to help you very much.
And he was a really good shooter a season ago. Watkins, he's up to 15 for Florida State. It's a 9-point lead for Wake.
Now Watkins, Davis, dribble drive kick out. Watkins, improved three-point shooter this season. Not there, clips the front iron out of bounds.
Matchup nightmare. I mean, he's so shifty. We talked about his numbers over the last 5 games. And then if you give him space, he's shooting over 45% from the three-point line in the last on the offensive glass.
Irish's lead is 10. Watkins, mid-range J, able to trim the deficit back down to 8.
He said, that's what I want my legacy at Florida State to be.
Ewan dumped down. Watkins strong to the bucket. It'll rattle home. Knowles trim that deficit.
Right now, though, his team needs more of this.
Into the open court. Jackson, no. Tip in. Watkins reaching back for it. Knowles on an 8-0 run. Energy to get back to it. Second chance now for FSU. Watkins head down, turns, faces. It's pretty sweet.
Well, he's got such a strong lower body, great length.
Reminds him of a young Terrence Mann. Some of the things that he's doing early in his career. Knowles force another turnover. Watkins ahead of steam. They were out here early today, setting everything up during shoot-around, getting you set for Florida State and Notre Dame. Watkins was fading away. That would have been a big league shot made by Jamir. Good
to get into the paint and then navigate and then finish through contact. And really a big reason why. Well, he's going to be a guy.
Block shot by Davis, the smallest guy on the floor. Knowles into the break. Watkins deep, NBA three straight away. Yes, sir. State beats Nebraska for the national title later that year. Here's Watkins after the 5-second call. Off the glass, tried to bank it in. No. Davis, active hands, heady play. Watkins wide open. 3-ball. Yes, sir. Turnover. And almost forces another turnover. The Noles have 14 of them. The Irish have 12 of them. Either team taking care of the basketball. Watkins, who's had a big second half, can't connect from the corner.
A little bit of a break. They're just running guys at him, see if they can wear him out. Let Davis bring the ball up and then let him start the offense.
Watkins, Ewan in the second half has been the story the rest of the
to being 100%. He likes this team.
Watkins in the middle of that zone, can't finish. And then he fouls.
Last 3 games, almost 60% from the field, John. He's just a guy, when he gets it in the post, he uses his strong body to be able to create space and to get opportunities at the rim.
Watkins with the frustrated the fact that he only had 4 shots against Virginia Tech. Waning seconds of the shot clock. Watkins and the board for hand.
We know Donald Hand Jr. is going to be able to score the basketball, but it's crucial for Boston College to get guys like Brown and Beadle to be aggressive offensively.
And they match 3-pointers with Watkins providing. D2 in the post for Ewan. Watkins. And the board for hand. Here come the Eagles. Eke out for Florida State. Watkins. No, he can run downhill, but can also hit. Good hustle by the Noles.
Good hustle, but sloppy. There was 2 opportunities for Davis at the rim, point blank, and missed both of them.
There's a good shot by Jamir Watkins.
When you get Benny back in the game, you want to be able to get him some touches in the post and try to be able to play inside out, but get some ball movement, create some opportunities where you can find some driving lanes, and then hopefully get some drive and kick opportunities.
Relentless work off the boards by Watkins, and he's slapped from behind by Jaden Hastings.
2 times in a row, Beadle had his head down, and he didn't even see it.
Step back. Watkins has been hot. And the rebound. Work penetrating in the lane, but the shot's on fall.
And you want Beadle to be aggressive. If he has an early opportunity
semi-transition, you want to see that. But if it's in half court, you want to get some ball movement, 2, 3, 4 passes. In college, offensively, get some ball movement. And yeah, we know McFarland is capable of shooting the three, but he's not a guy that you want taking that many threes in a game. He's more of a downhill drive, creating opportunities at the rim.
Davis skips it for Watkins. Boy, the opportunities are plentiful for North Carolina.
We were talking before the game, Dan, about how if Florida State gets into transition, right, forces those turnovers, they have a lot more success offensively. As Watkins drives, he can't convert on the half-court offense.
But that's not the way Florida State wants
to shoot.
And again, it's Tyler Johnson. He's had a great start.
One of the best offensive rebounders in the ACC. You see him go to work their play on the West Coast trip, and Knowles felt like they really missed his leadership. 2 on the shot clock. Watkins at the buzzer. That will clip the front iron. Rebound cleared by Lawal and the Hokies.
It's a perfect example.
Seminoles have done a nice job of getting to the paint over the last couple of possessions. Watkins, tough jumper. How did that one go down?
Watkins.
Virginia Tech up 9 on the road here in Tallahassee. A Knowles team who's been good at the Tucker Center again this season. Watkins, that's another tough attempt, rattles out.
Another great defensive job. Watkins has 2 points.
Bowen left his feet, is able to find a teammate. Now Watkins, 3-ball, launch, that one short, rebound Hokies. Trying to pick it up, turnover for Virginia Tech.
Well, he got in there out of control, and you can't do that against this Florida State team.
Wide open 3, Watkins, that one not going to fall. Hewitt, layup, first, an easy bucket. Now the Knowles will have to work in the half court. They've struggled so far here tonight. Watkins muscling his way in, no, tap back is there for Bobo. Active in the second half for the Seminoles. Davis, Watkins, 3, count it. Back-to-back triples, Florida State within London. Told me his favorite soccer team was Manchester United. I think Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea fans just grimaced as Watkins drives, banks it in. Come to play Lowell. Misses another.
It ends up being a good foul anyway.
Toby struggled against Clemson from the line. Watkins physical drive. No foul called, but stepping out of bounds. Jackson, good defense again from Virginia Tech. Has to flush it out. Watkins, contested jumper. Wow, that's good defense and better offense.
No, you can get 2. You're trying to chop into the lead, and if you get a 3, I think you take it.
Watkins couldn't get the 2. Rebound, Virginia Tech.
I think you got a foul right
at the 10. This is Watkins. Jamir Watkins' first shot can't go, and Agarwal up high for the rebound.
Yeah, Agarwal second in the.
Watkins, last resort shot, pretty good result.
Yeah, he got the initial defense was good at the rim.
Young has started the last 4 games. The Cardinal 3-1 with him in the starting lineup. Watkins relentless going to the board.
Boy, what a score, right? He's a scrapper though. Shortest guy on the court, and Keeler will put his nose right to scrum.
Watkins no good. Raynaud with the rebound.
You see the way Raynaud went from what he has done at this level. Leading the ACC, leading the nation, and rebounding.
Averaging a double-double. Watkins in and out. Gets his own rebound. And the slam.
That's the wheels I'm talking about with Jamir Watkins. He had the big stake, gives up an easy basket.
It's a 7-0 run for Stanford, a 6-0 run for Osiah Sellers. Watkins, mid-range jumper, no. Sellers and
50. Think about a donation.
Watkins with a deep 3 in and out. He's had about 3 of them rim in and out.
Oh.
Good defensive possession. Shot clock at 4. Watkins has to throw up a tough one. Young did a nice job of boxing out.
Operator, the little home cooking, as they say here in Stanford. Smells good outside. You got smelling good inside here too.
Watkins knocks it down, a 2, and he gets fouled. Watkins going at Reynaud. Fade away, turn over him, no, and Sellers with a rebound and a foul. Nice pass inside, and Watkins with an easy one.
They lost Watkins down along that baseline. How do you lose the...
Got 2 field goals. He had none in the last 3 games. Watkins, tough 3, contested. He wanted a foul.
How good. I love it. Yeah, Ryan Agarwal back out there. He must have did a shoe change at halftime. He said the first pair he was wearing wasn't working.
Watkins no good. Nito is a spark off the
back. Up to meet the pass and then flipped it in with the left flipper.
Watkins answers in the corner. Watkins has 18.
Real pretty basketball.
Bright guy. Trying to get the culture back here at Stanford. Watkins inside and gets fouled. Jamir Watkins already has 18. 3 pump fakes and kicks it back out. Shot clock down to 5 on this first possession. Tough shot by Watkins, doesn't go, and Marty Sissoko with the rebound.
Who's going to get out there in the passing lanes? They're going to gamble sometimes. And if you can just stay solid, you can get some shots.
Watkins first 2. Missed it, went underneath it.
Yeah.
Watkins rises off.
You know, if you can get some fast break opportunities, you can get to them before the defense sets.
Tied at 6. Sissoko blocks Watkins. Watkins runs it down.
Show and go, show and go. I mean, he plays at different speeds. It's just really a pleasure to watch.
Watkins from deep. That's a 3.
Well, he's going to have to do that.
Davis waves off the screen by Ewan. Now they go the other way, back to Watkins. Watkins rises, and Jamir Watkins with another hoop.
Yeah, has something to say a little bit to the Cal bench. Just
to the freshman. Now to the leading scorer, Watkins. Watkins inside, gets a man in the air, misses. Ewan keeps it alive. Fresh 20. Sissoko tried to tip it. Bull Bowen came down with it. Watkins lays it in.
That answers the question, Dave, why you keep him in. You need him free. Off and corner there. I mean, that's just a great look. And he knew who to get it to, Wilkinson.
Wilkinson leads everybody with 16, but Watkins comes right back.
Now, he won't let him separate, Dave.
Petritis up ahead, tried to get it to Ola Joseph, stolen by Watkins. Watkins lays it in on the other end, and now he has 16.
Now, he makes it look so easy, Dave. He's got the ball.
With 4 fouls. So is Watkins. Ewan misses. Watkins tips, no good. Sissoko with a board.
That's probably one of the easiest shots. He had double trouble down there, but Sissoko keeps it alive. Johnny on the spot, grabs it, puts it in the basket.
Watkins, first shot coming off the bench, cold.
But I've been equally impressed with Cal because they've stepped up to match the Florida State's effort.
Watkins, the left, no good. Sissoko, another rebound.
Well, he's been every basketball. You've seen cross-country league matchups. It just doesn't happen. 3 time zones, guys playing, you know, with borrowed sleep.
Ewan with an offensive board. What's the strategy?
Well, you got to put the ball in Jamir Watkins' hands. He's got to make a play for you.
He spins and does just that. Just didn't go. Ewan with a layup.
Yeah, might have been fouled in the play.
Just with another great assist.
He's just he's a great teammate. I can't say enough about Petritis. He just really gives you what you need.
Watkins no good. Petritis with another rebound. It's an 8-point game. Still plenty of time for Florida State. Watkins had to go over Sissoko. Ewan didn't get it. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stick. Watkins deep in the corner. Defender stays down. Watkins goes up.
Yeah, smart.
He now has 18.
Smart not to foul. You give him.
Florida State's got to go in a hurry. Watkins for 3. No good. Deng with the rebound.
Fire tonight.
27 seconds left. Watkins, no. Sissoko, another rebound.
Ewing has seen the highlights of Lance Terry and his athleticism. He wanted no parts of trying to challenge him at the rim.
Oh, deep three from Watkins. And only played 6 in the second half. Loss to Clemson. Mutombo, who started that game, did not play in the second half, and they lost Jaden.
Out of zone again. Don't have the bodies the Seminoles have, and we'll see how long they can hold it in the zone.
Well, with Watkins hitting threes like that,
they don't run a system. Everybody's just free to take shots, and this is the end of the floor when it creates their offense.
Watkins from downtown.
I think Damon stop. It's one pass and a shot. And now your defense isn't set, and Florida State has numbers.
Ewing lob and put down by Watkins.
You're yelling and you mean well. You hope the guys just listen to what you're saying and not how you're saying it.
3 to shoot. Watkins. Well defended to close the first half by Georgia. Deep three. Watkins left it short. Bobo in the rebound.
The ball is going from side to side on the floor. You got to move this Seminole defense.
Watkins, step back three. And he is in double figures for the fifth. Thomas left that way short. Ewing kept it alive. Shot clock did not reset. Watkins, no, and the rebound secured by George.
Lost the game, but that's what I'm going to blame it on.
I was going to say, that's a good excuse. Davis, extra pass. Thomas, no. Rebound, Watkins, and the putback is good.
That's the problem you have with Watkins.
Prior to that, they had only missed 2 in the game. Florida State on the verge of blowing this open. Watkins! And off the foot of Ewing, but they're one off. Instead, he picks the pocket of Powell. And one.
I think they're going to.
But it's not just Ewing scoring, but he also distributes the ball and makes the defense collapse, which gives guys easier looks.
Watkins, 3-ball in the Noles lead. No good. Watkins corrals. Here's Jamir. Watkins getting into the lane. Off the glass, no good. And Ewing was trying to. Noles and Panthers, early action from Tallahassee. A Q1, quad 1 opportunity for both teams. Watkins has hit 1 3. Make it 2. Jamir Watkins from the ball. Ewing comes away with it. Florida State is flying around on defense. No look pass flush. Watkins
needs a timeout.
Ripping the net down.
Needs to take a timeout right now.
Ball skills combination.
He's tough. It is tough, and I think that's the one thing that coaches look at. That's how you get better.
Watkins on the catch and shoot. Not there, fighting for it. Swinton comes away with the basketball. He'll push it up the floor. Leads the break. Jamir, NBA 3. Oh, there it is. Watkins.
They haven't had that many open looks the last 2 times down. The first time they had really good open looks.
Watkins missed a bunny.
Continue to push the basket.
Davis, ball rotation. Good defense from the Panthers. Watkins trying to find something late. Fires the 3, it rims out. Leggett pulls down the board. He's got a couple of.
Right now, he'll finish it.
Watkins, double team comes, steps through, off the glass, no, put back. How about Jamir Watkins staying with that one? Watkins refuses the screen, steps back, 3-ball, back iron. Foul calls, and it's on from both teams. Jackson, 8 on the clock, 7, Watkins. Puts the ball down, gets to the rim. High floater, no. Grabs his own miss, block shot, whistle. Forgettable night for Cam Corrin against his former team. 2 points, 9 rebounds. Cherry on top coming.
Hamilton should be really proud.
That lost on December 21st to NC State, had 2 weeks off, and they recalibrated. A couple of double-digit wins entering today, and Jamir Watkins, third leading scorer in the
ball. You got to make a play against your man.
Here is Davis, freshman from West Baltimore. Now Watkins. He and Hunter, a little
L numbers are going to look like instead of making a good run and getting to a Final Four. So kudos to Chase Hunter for having that quote-unquote old-school approach to the game.
Watkins near the paw. And that goes over the backboard.
You mentioned in the loss earlier this week, made 2 threes against Louisville, and so far here early on, he's got 2 of his own today.
Watkins going 1-on-3, and he's blocked by Reeves, who is grimacing.
Confidence, I said it earlier, is an amazing thing. That shot looked really good leaving his hands, just didn't get the friendly roll.
Taylor Bowen kicks it back out. Watkins has it roll out.
Chauncey Wiggins answered that question right there. That was deep. 5 or 6 feet behind the line at least. Good start
Watkins
here for the Tigers.
Maneuvering around Wiggins and able to draw the foul. If that's lock-in, it's just the
speed.
When the drum beat gets louder, his heartbeat gets slower. Watkins step back on Shefflin. Doesn't go. He's missed 4 straight after making 2 teams are in the bonus. Watkins posting up Zachary. Help from Hunter. Watkins leaning in. The tap back is correct.
To shoot that little turnaround jump shot.
Yeah, and you look at who's on the floor for Clemson. The 2 Hunter, Shefflin, and Wiggins. It's a veteran group that has played a lot of ball together. Those are 4 guys. Drug, he gets a deposit slip. That got a piece of the bank.
Man, when things are going your way, they continue to do so.
Watkins tries to answer. That hits the back of the rim.
Well, I wouldn't have been surprised if that had gone in.
A lot of it has. He is 5 of 8 from 3 before that shot. So 5 of 9, 8 of 14 from the field. 25 points for Chase. Snatched out of the air by Ewan. Davis pushing. Watkins has time to line it up. Boy, it just hasn't been his night.
In the early going. 6 to shoot for Florida State. Boston hold on the floor, number 3. But it's Bowen in the paint to Holt, who whips it. Watkins left wide open. And as the shot clock sounds, Watkins buries the
play. So he pulls them out of the game. Where will the scoring? Well, Cleveland hadn't been doing the scoring, so maybe they have these young guys continue to step up.
Watkins jumper, no good. Offensive rebound to the Seminoles. Watkins goes baseline, elevates, and a change of direction in midair as Wall State at this moment. 2-point lead for the Seminoles. Davis trying to shake off the defender. He falls. Long 3 for Watkins. Careens off the backboard, ripped away by Bowen.
Bowen got that one. He said, I'm going to time this one a little bit better than the last one where I got the goaltending call.
Watkins patrolling the paint and picks his spot. The patience personified.
It's an 8-point game.
Largest lead of the game was 16 for Florida State. Late in the first half, Watkins down low, poked away by Johnson.
Canes are blocking some shots and playing some defense. History, so maybe I was a slow learner.
Hacking cats left and right. Watkins from the corner, and another dime delivered by Davis.
As I think just confidence, getting his timing back and knowing, hey, my hand is healthy, I can get to my spots, and I can be aggressive, and I can just play basketball.
We'll see how many minutes JJ's able to go tonight in his first. Battles out. Good look there for more from the Bronx. Backdoor cut. Watkins. Oh, baby.
I tell you what, how about the no-look?
His launch. That one's front iron. No good. The freshman Davis collects. Watkins, 3-ball in transition. Nope. Knocked out of bounds. It will stay. It's been a good one so far. Watkins, 3-ball, rattles out. Boy, that was from way downtown.
All right, he's capable.
And it makes KD so hard to guard, right? When you're all up in his grill.
Yeah, and I'm glad you didn't make that comparison.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. As Watkins lays it in. So don't at home say, oh, are you called? Averaging over 15 points per game in his last 10 contests. Started his career at Ole Miss. Off the curl. Watkins, no. Another chance.
At a high level could separate you from the pack.
Davis, three, back iron, offensive rebound. Watkins leans, no. Oh, a frenetic few moments here in this game. Projected NBA second-round pick at the moment is Watkins. Watkins is a matchup he likes. Turns, fades, fires. Nearly missed everything. How about Dang? Crashing the glass by 7. Watkins jab step against this zone. 3-ball straight away. Oh my goodness. Watkins pulling. Watkins attacks. Nope. Rebound Mastorovic.
14 points per game for Edwards this season for the grad student from Atlanta, Georgia. And a transfer from James Madison. Back the other way, Jamir Watkins.
Leading scorer on this team. He did not want to let them see the ball get going in.
Cardinals in the midst of a 12-2 run and have made their last 5 shot attempts. Watkins steps back, rattles out. Dang is into the ball game for Florida State. Where's number 7? This is Watkins trying to back his way in over Hepburn. Couldn't get it over the front rim. And it's knocked out of bounds.
Two-man game.
Yeah, Louisville's led by as many as 11 in this first half. Florida State by as many as 3.
Missed him on that lob right there.
Watkins sees an opening, tries the left hand as well. The tip up and in. Ewan on. That's the halftime show. Moments away. Waterman had the last foul for Louisville. Watkins is at least 5 feet behind the line, and it doesn't matter. From Australia. Came with Coach Kelsey from the College of Charleston. Watkins on the spin, bounces out. A lot of effort, nothing to show for it.
Tough.
Just 45 seconds to go in our first half.
Louisville's going to have to come on this.
Watkins ran into a roadblock, holding his ground. Was Anselm eBay.
Play. Don't know if that's what he wanted.
Fumbled ahead. Watkins trying to beat everybody to the rim. Double-fisted.
Punch from Watkins. And a miss.
Waterman wincing in pain, trying to defend Watkins. Muscling his way to the rim.
So today's going to be a tough one for them.
We know Hepburn can score it. 32 points, a career high against West Virginia in the battle for Atlantis. Oh, Watkins! Ripping him.
Good player.
Cards led by 2 at halftime. Watkins.
Such a good player, man. You were trying to get the backside seal.
Thinking about adding to that total. Again, way behind the line, and it does not matter. Back as Watkins stumbled down. Waterman lost concentration. Watkins wide open. Jackson slow to get up. Hepburn.
Beautiful way to handle the pressure by Chucky Hepburn and finish over size and length.
And 19 points, 7 boards, 8 assists for Terrence Edwards Jr. Watkins airs out a 3.
Davis swinging it to Jamir Watkins. Watkins tries to turn the corner. Nice finish.
Through the contact, Sean.
Pun I thought we were going to start off with, but all right.
Hey,
I could appreciate it.
Right? Did that make you hungry?
A little bit. Ewan tried to knock that off and no timeout called by Winthrop, even though Wilson had secured the basketball. And so with the possession arrow pointing to Florida State, a jump ball was called. It goes to the Noles, and Jamir Watkins' jumper is off the mark. As you might be and as aggressive as your defenders might be. 2.5 minutes without a point for Winthrop. Florida State will try to cash that in, and there they go. Jamir Watkins. FSU off to a decent start this season, trying to get off to a good start in ACC play as well. Watkins from the corner. FSU still looking.
0 for 4 now on the season.
Watkins will pull the trigger himself. Catches front iron. There's Malik Ewan doing Malik. I'll take your reference. I appreciate the reference, and because I can't help you out any, I'll get back to basketball. Down low, Watkins.
And with that, Batman does his thing, scoring on the
significant number of attempts.
100%. The one guy that really doesn't shoot the three is Telford, and that's because he's so good in the paint.
Oh, nice pass to Watkins. Yes, sir.
He's like shooting ducks on a pond. If you just look
here where everybody started in December, you got into conference play pretty quickly. So there's a little bit of context that needs to be applied there, but suffice it to say the Noles are off to a good start and their best start now in some time. Taylor
with your hand wide open, he goes, but if you put your fingers all together and make a fist, you can punch through a wall. And that's exactly how Winthrop recruits. They put a puzzle together versus just getting a bunch of pieces and hoping it works.
10. Watkins looking for room off the shot fake. Under the birds here of late. As we get back to the action, Malik Ewan going back up top. Watkins in and out.
One step off his shot. Watkins.
That ball's knocked away. Ewan wins it back. Watkins rises and fires and cashes in from beyond the perimeter. Brings down the rebound. Chandler Jackson giving it up to Justin Thomas. Watkins for 3 more. Yes, sir.
He looks at me and said,
I'm doing the business of milking every possession at this point. Taking their time, swinging it to Watkins. Pull up on the baseline. That is strong. Taylor Bowen wrestles down the offensive rebound.
Players. But getting good looks at the hoop, right?
Yes.
There's that freedom to do whatever you want, but getting those good looks. Inside here is Watkins, and finally gets the scoring going for Florida State.
And that's why he's so...
Justin Thomas into the hands of Malik Ewan. Goes cross-court opposite corner. Watkins for 3. Short, and rebound Green Wave and Cam Williams. Possession with them, to your point. Starts to affect the other side of the court, you're right. And now Woods guarding Watkins. Tough cover there, and that's Jamir Watkins for you.
Yeah.
And Coach Hunter has had enough over there, and he's going to get Asher Woods off the bench. He's going to check in. Rebound Banks. The defense has clamped down. Tulane shot just 28% from the field so far in this game. Here's Watkins. 3 ball, good luck, got him. 43-27. They keep him at bay, coach, and then they get the steal, and it's back to Watkins again, and it's like practice. Wow, another 3, 2 in a row. This here, Daquan Davis, who today has 6 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 4 rebounds and 3 assists as well. Good day for him, for the true freshman. Here's Watkins for 3, no good. Long rebound out to Davis.
Out of the rhythm, and the rhythm has been getting the ball inside.
Watkins for 3, no. Tapped back out, and Tulane recovering it here with
Styles off his best game with NC State, back in the starting 5. For Florida State, it's Watkins, Boston, Holt, Jackson, Bowen, and Ewan. And Watkins misses a 3. The rebound to Middlebrooks. 5 points. Watkins, Florida State's leading scorer at 17 per game. Works his way into the paint and flips it in for the first 2 for the Noles.
No, Leonard Hamilton is relying on contact and still finish.
First basket for the graduate student from Stanford, 2nd-year point guard. Watkins deep one, no good. Bowen lost the ball on the way up at 8, and they lost eventually to Purdue, but could not sully the magical run it was. Here's Watkins, strong to the basket. A finish and a foul. Jamir Watkins will head to the line.
He sees Huntley Hatfield coming in to be able to rebound should he miss it. That was a good decision.
Watkins goes in strong again. He's got 15.
Yeah, anytime.
With the ball in a game, they have not led. And they get the ball in Watkins' hands quickly, guarded by Taylor.
NC State not switching in that man-to-man possession.
An amazing ACC schedule begins. Watkins back from Thomas. Hard drive by Watkins. Ewan over the top for the offensive rebound. Didn't trip. Stays in the game. No foul called. Watkins drive around Huntley Hatfield, and it's Ewan again. This guy is everywhere.
Another offensive rebound.
He will not find Watkins. It's Bo Bowen trying to get it to Watkins. Styles cut him off for a moment. Now Watkins, downhill drive, right into Middlebrooks. It's out of bounds off of Middlebrooks. No foul. Watkins only hit 3 shots from the field. He's hit 16 free throws. Not a great three-point shooter, as he shows. Davis, though, at the ball. Texas has only scored 2 in the game. Bowen 5. They've each hit just 1 field goal. Watkins has done the dirty work, leading into Styles. Got his own miss, and then O'Connell's quick hands. 7-point lead, 90 seconds. Florida State not a three-point shooting team. They've hit just 3. Watkins drive and score.
So they recognize the mismatch. They boomerang pass it back.
And those two have 13 of the 14 in overtime. Watkins misses a 3. O'Connell the rebound.
Nothing you've seen out of Cam Carter early in his career.
Jackson Holt, Watkins the leading scorer. Taylor Bowen, Malik Ewan has been on a heater. And inside to Watkins, his first bucket. 5-2, LSU leading. Reed's bucket did go in. No foul on the play. Watkins a strong move. He comes up short. Ewan on the offensive glass, up and in.
Members to his staff. He added guys to his roster, and that doesn't happen with the quality that he was able to if you don't go 9-9 the way he did and show that this program's on its way up.
Watkins off the mark, left open. And Watkins the rebound.
Yeah, but he can't take the bait. He was open for a reason. Watkins had a short closeout to force him to shoot that. That leads to a transition opportunity, early shot.
Florida State back to work, tied at 19. Cam Carter, the transfer from Kansas State, the rejection. And that was Collins that snuck in. Watkins picked up by Bailey. Watkins wanted a foul, didn't get it. Ewan cleans it up again. He's got 13 against a team out of the Atlantic Coast Conference in Pittsburgh.
I think the ACC is a really good conference, but the numbers matter, and they got to do some. Florida State all thought he was going to advance, pass it up, kept the dribble alive, found himself an easy basket.
Watkins wide open, short. Knowles will crash the glass.
As a second half team, but better that than a first half team, right?
Not a bad thing.
They've been able to close games out.
Watkins rejected into the second row. It was Collins. 5. Goodwin in Baton Rouge. Here's Watkins. Guarded by Bailey. Step back 3. And on the floor, basketball challenge. 10 games tonight, 6 more tomorrow. Impressive start by the Southeastern Conference. Jamir Watkins inside.
Well, and as LSU brought the double team along, available for the rebound.
Here's a steal. Off and running is Jerry Dane. Full head is Dane. The block by Collins. Watkins no good. Thomas picks it up. And a chance. Watkins nearly saved a turnover. Jamir Watkins tonight just 3 of 12 shooting. Only 9 points. He'll try to change that here and will. Now in double figures with 11.
How tough is Florida State's defense? If you can just get the ball on the glass and not turn it over, there's a good chance you'll have a second opportunity.
Tigers now with 16 bench points. Watkins gets the bounce. Give him 13. Dead. Everybody in the SEC wanted him. He knew he would have an opportunity here to put up some points, some numbers. He's done that and then some.
A knockout blow, but I think it speaks more to the depth of the SEC right now, regardless if this turns out to be the deciding challenge, win or not. But those will be some Final Four type matchups, Elite Eights.
Three-pointer, no. Meanwhile, Cam Thursday. Here it has been all LSU in the second half. Thomas off the mark. Stick back by Watkins. And one more timeout called by 85-75, which should be the final possession of the game for the Noles. Watkins rejected. LSU the rebound.
Rims out. And the rebound on the right side of the iron. by Chandler Jackson. Watkins, three, launched, rims out. Rebound there to number 1, Chase McKee. Bobo and
Coach Kraft was talking about that sort of ability he has to drill that shot. 44% for the season.
Watkins knocks down the tray ball, top of the key. His coming into tonight.
They didn't say that. He's shooting 67%. He hadn't got enough to really count in the statistics.
Florida State's been a good zone offense this season. Good ball movement. Leonard Hamilton's team has been... The Seminole team looking to move to 7-1 for the first time since that 2019-2020 season. Watkins had made his last 2 triples, not that time. The save attempt there from the game. Coming into the contest. Here's Ewan. Holtz, ball fake. Watkins, 3 ball, lets it fly, connects. Jamir Watkins and the improved years.
The junior from Caldwell Community College, he dropped 27 in junior college.
Watkins, first 2 of the game, and it's a rim assault.
Watkins sitting there dropping his
20 made baskets. And with a 50%. Watkins rises mid-range. That's his spot. It was well contested, though.
It's his first 4th shot of the game. He's playing 4 high major Division I's with Wake, Florida State, Marquette, and Tennessee. But those non-Division I games help him to help his young team not get beat up.
How about that no-look pass, by the way?
At the Hall of Fame tip-off, taking on the Temple Owls. Florida State beat them. The Minutemen lost last night. Offensive rebound, Taylor Bowen. Watkins teeing it up from deep. Hey, if you can't make it from Curry, no. Ewan clears and secures. Jackson gives it back. Watkins with the dunk.
Continuing to switch, and Bowen, big time defensive rebound. He got up high for that one. Expecting big things from him as they get in to conference play.
Rivera averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds a game so far, and this is senior year. Is joining the Mid-American Conference. So it, I guess, makes sense for football, but for the rest of the sports, it's going to be a big change.
And that's really the environment we're living in. Look, make no mistake about it, though, Frank, they have a very good backcourt. But Jiggins and Curry, those 2 guys are going to be fine. Again, 2 of the better guards in conference. That's not, I think, going to be an issue for them into their body. I think, though, the key theme is turnovers. You got to limit the turnovers against Florida State.
Boston Holt, paint touch, back out for Watkins. Now his 3
his players tree, the guys that he's put at the next level, but for me, more than anything, it's the man, Leonard Hamilton. There's no doubt that I think
has to do other things, and Zion Stanford showing you what he's got. 21-14 Owls. Quickly the other way, Watkins lost it. Ewan gathers, and he can't get the roll on the reverse, but there for the tip it is Watkins.
Great job that time. Impacted the game. Wow.
Maluk skips it to the right wing for a wide open Watkins.
And that's a breakdown right there by Temple.
8 tournaments for John Chaney, reached the Elite 8 back in '93. Watkins given some space. Seminoles have cooled off here in the second half here in the state of Texas. Holt off the curl. Watkins now fights for the ball, comes to the Seminoles. Holt Lanford. He is blocked by Bowen again. And again, here come the Noles. Watkins calls his own number. Had a 2-on-1, could have gone.
Certainly a strong build.
It's a 9-2 run for Temple. Watkins with a hand in his face. Owls defensively with another stop.
Got him on. He led with his elbow, and then he jumped into him, and that's pretty good positional defense.
Watkins. Ewan. Bowen will bring it back out.
Fan bases. 15-15.
Speaking of rocks, they were in a rock fight against Seton Hall the other night with Hofstra.
No doubt about it, a 1-point win over the Pirates. Jamir Watkins, 3 straight away, rims out, last touched by a play. What is it when Florida State switches 1 through 5?
When you're not used to it, it's very difficult. And they're adjusting a little bit, but it's still not normal.
Watkins still looking for his first field goal make from the floor. Cross-court pass, Dang, ball movement, Davis, under 10 on the shot clock. Davis behind the back dribble. Kick out Watkins, calls his own number 3, ball is short. Rebound to the pride, Aaron Gurin. He can iron, too strong, rebound, Jackson. Here's Chandler Jackson. Watkins wide open for 3. Doesn't have the touch. Boy.
Coach Clark in a second.
5. Davis 4. Davis inside, kicks it. Watkins 3, launches it, buries it. Davis to Watkins, and the tray ball is good.
You know, when they're struggling offensively a little bit, 34.5 shooting in the first half here for Hofstra.
Watkins knocks down a 3.
He's not struggling. Back to back over him, trying to deflect that ball, and Graham staying with it to finish. Showing you the veteran senior leadership, 5th-year player.
Watkins again from deep. That's not going to fall.
He's really doing some good things out here. 2 for 2 for their threes for Hofstra here in the second half. And they've taken over the scoring in the paint. They've got 20 points in the paint to Florida State's 18.
Jackson able to save it. 10 on the shot clock, does not reset. Watkins fires a 3, it rims out. Rebound, Graham. Tried to leak out into transition. The freshman takes it away. Here's Watkins. Showtime.
That depth we talked about right there. Runner.
In this ACC CAA battle.
Look at the handles on Ewing.
Watkins dials up the triple, rattles away off the rim, foul called. It was Bowen.
Both of these coaches love their squads. You know, they're happy with their acquisitions. It's basically what it is.
Watkins too strong. He's too big, too physical. And on that
it's a good spirit lifter for him. He's been struggling from deep a little bit. That's the second one of the night.
Watkins at the rim, lays it up and scores. And Florida State turned a close game.
Fight for the loose ball comes to Jamir Watkins.
You saw that first possession there. Malik Ewing has got to play physical through contact, score inside and finish.
Watkins misses a couple. Another one trickles off the...
Good as they are defensively, but he's 20 years old, and he's a really good scoring guard from Slovenia.
And it'll be interesting to see how Coach Golden works him into what is a...
mistakes the Seminoles are doing, just not communicating. Put a body on a body, but they're so concerned, and they don't want to switch a big on a guard, and they're being forced to do so. Physical presence this team has. They're just physically dominant, and they're imposing their will right now on the Seminoles.
Watkins on the pull-up. 2-point shot just inside the line.
One thing that's got to be frustrating for the Seminoles is that they're not executing the game plan even. They were supposed to switch. They don't want to leave the guards, bigs on the ball as much and keep the guards off the big. This Seminole team is not accustomed to, they're accustomed to going through scoring droughts. And even though Watkins turns the corner there, but it's just been disappointing on the
Prince type and perhaps an NBA type of basketball player. We are seeing some of that here in the first half tonight. Watkins, end to end.
That's the style they got to play. They got to attack the rim.
Alex Condon is denied. Alir Malouk with a block shot.
Attack the paint in transition. It's okay with that. Just attack the paint. You're struggling
to speak of on the offensive end. 3 of 9 from distance. Meanwhile, for the Gators, they get beat off the back door, and that's a pretty good way to start the second half. The nice feed from Ewan to
shots, or set some ball screens and force the guards to force rotation.
Ewan did everything but the finish. Fortunately for him, Watkins cleans it up. Outperform that, but it certainly looks like Duke and Carolina are 1 and 2 the teams to beat from the early part of what we've seen the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, it remains to be seen how the middle of the ACC looked.
Ewan, Holt, Davis, Watkins spotting up. A little too strong off the back iron. Never were able to get it down to a 2-possession game. Does Florida State have another push in them? Watkins, tough shot, and the chance for 3.
Time for Watkins to put his cape on.
Watkins with a head of steam. We've got ourselves a ball game. It's down to 6.
protecting the rim and rebounding, and his offensive game is still developing. Even there, knowing it's a 1-and-1.
Florida comes on the road and beats it for the Noles. Great officiating crew here tonight in tally. Pat Driscoll, Byron Jarrett, and Jerry Heater. Open three, not there for Watkins. The rebound around first field goal, an air ball. Taylor Bowen leaves it back for Watkins for three. Rebound by Nick Krass.
Create turnovers into transition.
Seminoles defense forced 39 turnovers last week, second most of any ACC team, and right to the rim. Jamir Watkins gets his first.
Into it, the Noles missed a ton of free throws late in that game. They got up by as many as 15 at the under 4 media timeout and struggled to close Rice out.
Trying to draw a foul once again to no avail. Jackson on the second chance. Land has his shot blocked.
Excellent defense.
That was the 7-foot Maluk. Jackson to Watkins for three. Air ball.
Oh, good. And Florida State comes away with it. Malik Ewan with the rebound. Here's Jamir Watkins. Off the mark and brought three in red, a transfer. And here's Ewan. Gives it out. Watkins another three try, and he has got the first points of the game.
Remember, Jamir Watkins.
Here's Watkins.
Ball fake.
Not shy. Off the window, follows his own miss.
And all these kids are now here in the States going to high school, college, and Leonard's got three good ones.
Watkins off balance and off the window.
Terrific start for Jamir. He's a sick.
Gives him 1,000 in his collegiate career. Watkins takes it himself. 11 points for Jamir Bowen. Here comes FSU.
I'm not sure what Jamir Watkins was doing, but another silly play. Both teams. Another assist tomorrow when we graded the film. Passes that lead to good shots.
There he is again. Watkins in traffic, no good. Noles like to do offensive.
Spread it, and they usually balance scoring.
With 2 on the shot clock. A logo three went in and out for Jamir.
Keep in mind.
And he goes 1 for 2. But the Seminoles get it back, and Watkins goes up with it, but comes up empty. Half, a 3-point game. Florida State up 49-46. Here's Watkins for 3.
Good look right there. Good rhythm shot, too, by Jamir.
10 to shoot for the Seminoles.
Jersey guys.
Watkins, no good.
Oh, push off by Bromnax. They missed it.
Shot fake. Watkins rises up, and a chance at a 3-point play.
You know, coaching basketball at a football school is it's really, really good.
Left wide open.
Exclamation point. If you don't have a big ego, which I don't.
Watkins up top. Puts up the three and hits.
Better get a hand in his.
And Vincent, keep an eye out for Josh Dilling, a hot shooting newcomer, as that ball is picked off by Watkins. Back the other way and slamming it home.
Holy cow, Sean. Going all the way back to the Wake Forest game, January 24th, I believe, last year. But he is fun to watch.
This time putting up the mid-range along the baseline, in and out, back the other way.
Robinson can knock it down from deep. He hit 3 threes in their last game out against Milwaukee in the Horizon semifinals.
Watkins, that is short. Yeah, you start making your way higher up that list. You start approaching the Carolina coaches and the Duke coaches of the ACC, and to have done what he's done at FSU has been, as we approach the final 3 minutes, well, rather the final 2 minutes and a half here in this first half.
in Tallahassee. Jamir Watkins high off the glass and good.
Like floated up there to grab that ball on the. Good defense here, switching everything up, making Florida State work for it.
Outside shot doesn't go, but there's an offensive rebound. Task, speaking of defense, Taylor Bowen got a hand in there, and back the other way comes Jamir Watkins. Watkins triple teamed on the way in, and out comes Pettis. Ewan doubled down low, got back his own miss, and misses once more. Third effort, no good, out of play. It stays with the Noles. Trip to the basketball. Here is Vincent trying to dish it on the baseline to Dilling. Back the other way comes Holt and Watkins.
Hello, Tallahassee. Jump.
And this generation of FSU basketball athletes has a 12-point lead in their season opener. May get 14. Jamir Watkins gets the kiss off the. Stolen away. And here comes Watkins. Crossover move, finger roll. And Jamir Watkins has scored from all three of the lane. And Florida State comes away with a big stop. Watkins pulls up.
Quick.
15-point lead for the Noles. Watkins tries to turn the corner. Still looking for room. Doesn't need much.
He's outlasted ADs, presidents, but he's been upstanding in the community.
And that was the look he had even after the buzzer beater right there. Ever stoic Leonard Hamilton. And of course, stoic here for good reason as the Norse bring the press.
Nice block by Robinson to get up there and deflect the thing.
Left wing for Watkins. Now it's Chandler Jackson up top trying to break it down. Comes to a jump stop, sends it back out to Holt. Watkins, three more, too strong.
Coach in the developmental league, where you got a one-year team, you got to figure out how to coach them up, get them together, and win. I think some of that experience is going to be important for a lot of young coaches coming up in college basketball.
With numbers, Carlos cut off. Davis off the mark. Look at Cup on the offensive board, couldn't haul it in. But he is frustrating Watkins right now.
I like this lineup for Syracuse, but you got to capitalize on this.
Got a good look. Lampkin rimmed it out. Here's Watkins, who has not taken a shot for the Orange. 5 to shoot for Lampkin. Lucas Taylor, three-pointer. Syracuse has missed its last 6 from 3.
But again, you got to get Eddie Lampkin in screening action to find something.
Starling off the miss by Ewan. Orange like to run, and the bouncer for Carlos. Davis is denied. Justin Thomas with a Florida State rejection. Leads to brought to you by Crush. Eddie Lampkin, 4 offensive rebounds, 12 and 6 overall. J.J. Starling, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and a steal. Syracuse's best 2 players this year. A complete beatdown of Virginia on Saturday. Starling, elbow, and Davis almost had another. Watkins emerges. Down to Daquan Davis, matching Florida State's total. Orange by 13. Bell, no good on a 3. It's the one area they've struggled. They missed their last 10.
Their total, huh? These guys, and that makes them better in life.
Starling, no. Syracuse cannot hit a 3. They started 2 for 2. They've missed 12 in a row. That ball's booted into the wire. Hopefully a harbinger of a great week to come in Charlotte. Carlos speeding in. That's a tough layup.
The fact that no one saw Eddie Lampkin had the advantage is part of the problem.
Back and he said, hey, I trust you. Pass it right back to his guy. Dang, knocks it down.
Miller can't connect from about 12 feet. Watkins.
You know, they're developed, they're shooting, they're dribbling, and just their overall skill set. And then to get a chance in the NBA or play professionally.
Watkins stays with it, and he's fouled late in this first half.
And how about the defense by Maluk? A 7-foot center, power forward, guarding one of the best guards in the ACC and Boopie Miller and staying in front.
Yes, indeed.
Ari, you know what? Florida State's doing a great job of keeping SMU out of the paint. And then when they do get in the paint, they're coming from the weak side, blocking shots, and then getting out in transition. In mobility that those guys have, you have to be decisive in your decision-making or your drives to the basket. And SMU is doing a much better job this half doing it.
Watkins staying with it. Attacks, count it!
He really needs no space. And once he gets you on his hip, it's over for the defender. He's just way too strong.
Cross snow. Watkins collects the rebound. That's his 7th. Jamir on double. It up and in. Timeout taken. Andy Enfield is furious. Florida State.
Ames has a matchup here with young Christian Nitu. Left that one a little short. Watkins, he plays big minutes. 30 minutes for Florida State. That's a lot. Ames has 9. Rhodey with 8. McNeely, shot fake, 3. No good. Rebound Watkins.
Davis did a really good job hanging in on that.
Come by 21, 36, 18, 43 against Illinois. 37-35, and then beat Wake by 30 on Monday. In a game that ball in a Cavalier uniform. Virginia with its largest lead of the game at 7. Offseason, Spears transferred over to UTSA after a year with Florida State, and Thomas from UTSA to Tallahassee. Watkins, offensive rebound. There's Davis. Bowen. Not close, boy. He's been in a bad shooting slump, but Watkins cleans up. He's got 15.
That's not how I've usually done things. But at the same time, Isaiah Evans just doesn't even think about it.
Nope. Catch and release. Bounds away. 3 minutes in. 5-point lead. It stays for Duke. And still holding to the 5-point lead. Oh, Foster, a little shot fake. Caleb challenges, had it blocked. And away comes Watkins. 2 on 3. Watkins against James.
Just struggle to crack the rotation. So what do? You get the opportunity. You play defense.
Too strong off the hand of Evans. Duke's back to their largest lead of the game, 10. And Gungba stuck it. Gungba had it poked away. Evans scoops it up right back to the basket. And that got knocked around. They play on with Watkins. Wearing the garnet and gold in this opening frame.
Sure has.
James, another drive into traffic. Couldn't get the roll. Watkins the rebound with 75 seconds to go.
Teach him.
Here's Gillis, a 3. And it'll hit the top of the glass and bounce back into play. Watkins took an unbelievable, ran into a screen in the backcourt way home here in the second. Knipple, hanging jumper. And finally controlled by Jamir Watkins.
I'll say this about Jamir, that have been able to create anything off the bounce.
19. Foster took some contact. First shot, second tap. Nope. Jackson, one dribble.
Jackson, shot clock to 3. On the spin. Rebound tipped 2 or 3 times and controlled by the Noles. Watkins out of the pack with it. He'll get
to the head coach, so being an assistant is different for him on the sideline.
Cadeau taking on the big with the left hand, no. Rebound torn down by Watkins. He wants to lead that break.
Loose ball comes away. Here's Smith. And now Watkins trying to get Florida State on the board over 2.5 minutes into the game.
When he's on the floor, because he gets them into their sets, gets them wide open shots. You see Waterman there, couldn't get that one to go. But for Florida State, you have to maximize your opportunities and get that ball inside to your.
Straight to the basket and rejected. And at the buzzer! No, it would not have counted.
Now Malik Ewing, I'd love to see him just go.
3-point ball, and again, it's just not there. Tough rebound inside, and Watkins another 2.
And great job.
Great job early on by Malik Ewing asserting himself.
Pass to the right wing on the attack block. Shot. Taylor Bowen. Top 5 in the ACC in blocks, one of the best to reject.
And when you're going to the rim, if you're Miami, you know they're going to have shot blockers there, so you got to go strong. You got to play off 2 feet. You got to use your pump fakes.
You know what they do well? They block shots. They block Tops shots. In the ACC. They got another one.
He really felt like this was his team. They're playing more connected. They're moving the ball better, and they're more active on the defensive side of the ball.
Taylor Bowen's active, 3 blocks. That one against his former teammate. Kick to the corner, Johnson, ball movement right side now. Ogochukwu a 3, that's no good. Back iron. Watkins has it.
And Ogochukwu, he only has 4
this season, so the 7 of them, as this is a pass, Staten McCray couldn't connect. He almost had an assist for Cleveland. Just showing you the togetherness they've been able to play with. They found night as he gets a quick breather. 22 big points. Here's Kidd, who's had a nice night himself. Lost the ball on the way up. Didn't get a clean attempt. Seminoles defense has been fantastic here. Speaking of women's basketball, Miami and Florida State just played as Cleveland can't connect. Watkins into the front court. Thomas, up to the left. Clock ticking. Johnson, Cleveland can't connect. One last foul with 4 seconds in the fan.
In the second half against the Deeks, they create the turnover. Justin Thomas tried the scoop, deflected by Wiggins. Fight with a loose ball. Watkins locked and tapped it away. Keep that ball with the Seminoles.
You know, down 12 due to turnovers, but, you know, in half the court defense, they're not playing half bad with Florida State.
Maluk might have got a piece of the drive by Locken. Really well, 54% for Clemson, just around 46% for Florida State. Miss from Shefflin.
This game has a Florida State feel right now. I know the score isn't indicative.
Not applying on the Knowles rim. Shefflin backing down on the block. Too strong off the glass for Shefflin. Watkins.
Favorite play, which, you know, Clemson, being had to have older guys.
That's a favorite play right there to Locken. Can't finish.
Probably has a little more experience. Florida State's got 10 new guys. They guys in athleticism, and that's just toughness by Shefflin.
And remember, this Clemson team, as Watkins scores, they lost back-to-back games in final minute. Tigers are on their way. John, they're going to be 21-5, 13-2 in the ACC. Wins against
Davis is denied. Justin Thomas with a Florida State rejection. Leads to a 3 for Deng. And the first 3 of the game for Florida State. Needing energy. Needing urgency. Swinton around McLeod. Good finish. Him all day. Screaming at his players to get in position. Deng has a look. Deng has a 3.
Tipping it in, and it was a unbelievable win come from behind for the Mustangs. They trailed by as many as 12. You know what? Here we go. A throw down for the big man. The game against the Noles.
Nothing but athletes down in Titusville.
No doubt about that. Nice feed, Ewan. Got a friendly roll. Gravity pulled it through.
And I know it's his first and contribute.
Active defense there, wide open 3. Deng lets it fly. That's not going to fall. Second chance. Deng, same spot. Connects that time. Jerry Deng's been playing well.
Hamilton moment.
Oh, man, it's too many to pick. I would say probably this is interaction in practice with this. Like,
leading by 4. SMU's gone to his zone last couple of possessions. Ball Bowen, good catch and shoot 3-point. Fires away and connects.
All glass. Seminoles on the offensive end have missed 6 of their 7. Too easy that time for Alir Maluk.
And it's been Maluk both times.
Left that one a little short. Watkins, he plays big minutes. 30 minutes for Florida State. That's a lot for a Leonard Hamilton team. And finds a wide open need-to underneath. Points. Watkins with 5. Need to. feathery touch. A little George Gervin there.
Wow, a little George Gervin, but
Watkins driving on Ames. Shot clock at 3. Watkins doubled. Davis the 3. And he gives Florida State the lead. Back at shot. Now, Ron Sanchez said when they had opportunities in transition against Florida State, they couldn't afford to be patient. Maluk wide open, and again a lapse by that interior.
Who's coming off a season-high 16 points against Carolina. Here's Watkins to work, though. Skips it to Dang. Long 3 out of the corner, rattles in for Jerry Dang.
Hey, I'm a big fan of Jerry Dang. I'm a big fan of Isaiah Evans. That's a spot where you can see where his physical maturity is really going to come into play.
Jerry Dang, a smooth stroke for another 3. 6
heading into the half.
Here is Holt. Watkins 12 to shoot. Baseline Swinton rolls it in. 5 for A.J. Swinton off Leonard Hamilton's bench. Been unbelievable. Ran into a screen in the backcourt from Gungba. And here's Jerry Dang from deep on the right and score.
Man, he can shoot the basketball.
Third 3 of the night for Dang.
Defensively in the full court pressure. Watkins, great fake. And inside, up and in by Ewan. We haven't called his name very much. He's 14. Bound tipped 2 or 3 times and controlled by the Noles. Watkins out of the pack with it. He'll give it up. They'll lift it very quickly and knocked home by Jerry Dang.
You into the rack. This guy never misses a shot. He doesn't take enough.
And I like the little pick and roll action between you and UC.
Here's Daquan Davis, and all of a sudden it's under double digits.
And Tom, you and
Smith, boy, he has been defended and defended well most of this game against taller Florida State players. And Dang knocks in a 3. And now all of a sudden.
First half has not been up to the Florida State standard.
Three-pointer from the corner, Justin Thomas.
1 for 6 from the field.
Well, they've taken tough shots.
Outside driving kick, a 3 from Daquan Davis. Just his.
Yes, he could pass it back outside, but you don't want to leave him. Everybody went away. Good heavens.
He is so crafty. A 3 is up and in from Bull Bowen.
And he's, well, I mean, he's been very hot, so that's okay.
Bull Bowen wide open, and he snaps the net. It's a trifecta.
Still tied at 47. Jackson attacks, mid-range floater, yes. For us as broadcasters, huh?
Definitely not defending him, but you're absolutely right. Fun to watch.
Thrown inside, foul, and 1! Ewan with 1. Let's see if the Noles can inbound the ball. They do to Ewan. Much cleaner this time. Watkins up ahead. Thomas. Executed perfectly by Florida State.
And here comes Maluk.
And John, even right there on that last possession for Hastings, use your big body, get leverage, and then go up strong. You're fading away from the rim in college football. Right. When these two teams get together, it just means a little bit more to both teams, to both programs, and I'm sure it'll be another one tonight, just like that.
Well, it's a must-watch.
Give himself more of an opportunity at the next level.
Davis, the step back. They are on fire. Using his players off the bench.
Virginia Tech team amongst the leaders in the ACC in bench points, especially in conference play. Counted and 1. That's Holtz. He'll go to one more foul for the Hokies, and Noles are at the bunks.
And they're a very good free throw shooting team.
Thomas, finger roll, lays it in. It rattles home. Noles within 8.
Round. It was just a matter of time until they threw it out of bounds. Now they've got to dig in on the defensive end.
Davis finds himself open for 3, and he knocks it down. All 3 of those.
And look, I didn't affect anything. He lost the ball, and they called the foul anyway. He's going to sit for a little bit for Leonard Hamilton. Davis. Says, okay, let's calm down. I got 3 back real quickly.
Fouls. I went in here hard to the hole, and I can't get a whistle.
Bo Bowen, the 3 is good. What a sequence for Bo Bowen. And Renault's still up 20 for 3. No good.
A great possession for the Seminoles. They needed that.
Ewan, that looked easy.
Well, they can do that. They get up and down the floor, and if you're the Bears self, a game.
Petrides' birthday is supposed to be getting the gifts, not giving them.
Well, gift that keeps on giving, but he's doing it. How about that?
Maluk somehow snuck it in.
Yeah, the
7-3 after pushing off, no good. Petrides tips it alive. Here comes Watkins. Has Bo Bowen, and Bo Bowen with the finish.
And how about the look from Watkins, Dave? That's a great.
Gotta have body movement, ball movement, get it to second, third side. You can't come down with 0 passes or 1 pass.
Good feed. Watkins inside to Christian Need to. Fresh off the bench for 2.
Fouls and forced the official to blow the whistle, and he did so on that possession. Now you got to go sit for a significant amount of time.
Bo Bowen with his 7th. Home run pass, Davis, up and in, and the foul.
How many years ago got to the round of 32? Last season, one of the first 4 teams left out. In a good spot so far here this season. Bo Bowen! Foul from beyond the arc.
Rim, and case in point, the size of Florida State.
But a good take, though, by Chase Hunter, being aggressive, trying to get to the lane.
That's Chandler Jackson, longest tenured Seminole. And he's
nice play there by Coach Courtney. His team needed a bucket, and the State had really trapped them inside. And then here goes another 3 from the outside by Bo Bowen. Holy mackerel.
Better than their 4-10 record.
Yeah, and Miami's lost 6 straight to their in-state rivals. They did not want to go out like the way they had at first half. But look at that nice swing, get the defense moving from side to side. They weren't worried about me making any moves down there.
Hey, it's all right. You got 3 rings. You did something right. Those free throws end an 11-0 run, but it's Ewan getting behind the defense to jam it home.
Defense. Syracuse has to do a better job of taking care of the basketball.
Get Starling back in there to start after 7 games. Bo Bowen, 3 ball in the corner is good. The Noles have drained a couple from beyond the arc early.
You just love to see one of the best players in the ACC back out here competing on the floor. It just makes the game that much better.
Ewan, skilled big man, wraparound lay-in is good.
Watkins has just been a man. He has to be able to make the right decision.
Florida State team that hasn't made a shot from the floor in the last 3.5 minutes. Davis trying to end that, and he does.
Or do that.
Straight away, bullseye.
Come on.
Watkins thought about 3. Jackson will commit to the 3.
And make it.
Nice shot.
Nowhere to go for Dang.
This is what you want to see right here.
We've seen Watkins, John, step way back for a 3. Goes high for Ewan. Alley-oop.
That is what you want.
9 made 3s in the game for Louisville. They turn it over. Knocked away by Watkins. He got it back. Dang, lining up the 3. This time it's on target.
A good sub at the point, about to take over most of the minutes before the season's over, the way it's going.
Here comes Florida State in transition. Taylor Bo Bowen knocks down the 3 from the wing. In a game since that has been tracked statistically. So there's a period of time where we don't really know, but as long as it's been tracked, that's been impressive, and so has Taylor Bo. 20 on the clock. We'll see if they can do better with this half-court set. Inside Ewan, it's a great way to get it done.
Great clear out, got everybody out on the perimeter, and Ewan sealed his man.
Have trimmed into Florida State's rebounding edge. They've trimmed into the lead. Talford took a step forward there, at least in terms of the team from the free throw line, but you cannot lose Chandler Jackson on the perimeter.
2 teams will really challenge you at the rim defensively, so if you're going to drive the ball, you better be strong, you better finish strong, just like that.
Watkins for Ewan. The runner no good by Glenn. And they're starting to falter a little bit here from the field coach after a hot start early, and look out, now they get it.
Great transition again, Watkins.
What about for Florida State on the offensive end, and then what Tulane's doing defensively? Look at that play there. Coach inside for Nitu for easy two.
I think as long as the ball...
Yeah, the movement has just been so much better offensively, for Florida State today. Freeing up players like that for shots. Jerry Dang.
Dang is...
On a run, here is Watkins. Alley-oop time. Justin Thomas. Look at that.
As Styles misses three, because even the guards are big for Florida State.
Well, they can invert to the block, and it's a problem. You got to make sure you have good help.
Whoa, Ewan! A skyscraping slam on the lob from Watkins. 7-minute span. 1 for 9 from the field for the Seminoles.
The other thing, too, Kevin, is points per possession as Ewan goes up to finish. Nice play off the timeout by Leonard.
Kevin Dees wanted. Davis slashing. That floater is good. Daquan Davis, a freshman, cuts the lead to 2. Watkins looking Ewan's way at first. Ewan will roll to the other block. Watkins will post O'Connell. Oh, great delivery. Watkins sets up the big man.
Patient. Really nice.
McMahon told us today Collins has been giving more, doing more work, even with that injured shoulder. Ewan downstairs, up and in. Malik Ewan, another bucket.
His hand out of a three. Ewan's feeling pretty good. Aggressive, throws it up, and it is a blocking foul. Ewan with Gardner-Webb a few years ago when he coached there. So this place continues to change every time I come back. Knowles up. 10-3. What a feed! And a grown man's flush from Ewan.
Nice.
Pacers, the Seattle Supersonics, and the 76ers. Florida State, they've created turnovers early. What a feed! And a rim assault for Jerry Dang.
So unselfish by Jamir. Together, I'm starting off.
I'm going to hold you to it. Dario Masudi, Jacob Ridenauer, our entire crew, Ewan. We'll go to the line for a pair. Tuesday. Back block shot, Bol Bowen. He's got a couple of them now tonight. Watkins to Chandler Jackson, and he lays it in.
Good ball movement. That was a good movement. The last 2 games, he's shooting 47% and averaging 20 points a game.
Stolen away. Watkins into the open court. Alley-oop. Jackson rips it down.
He's not going to miss that dunk, folks.
Got to do something. Gets it up. Caught the iron, but here come the Seminoles with numbers. Watkins finds the open shooter on the wing. Boston hold.
That's how you attack this Florida State defense. Again, they're going to be aggressive in the passing lanes. That's an excellent backdoor cut that time. Again, because they're so aggressive in the passing lanes, that's good offense by UMass.
From the short corner to say, we want you here. And he said the only way you're going to get the gear is if you come here and get it, because I want you to come to practice. I want you to come and talk to the players. You need to be part of this. Jerry Dangwell trying to back down Mashburn. Help comes from Settle. Skip to the corner. Jackson working the baseline. Nice looking move for number 0. He, like his head coach, a slimmed down version. But that Florida State defense is real. Make you work for it. Watkins skip pass. Bol Bowen into the lane, rising up. He's got 2 more.
He's got great lift, quick first.
After the Gators, this is the 2nd best team Florida State has faced on its schedule to date. And it looks like they're about to pass the test. Another alley-oop finishing high above the rim. Ewan, his strong night continues.
This typically long and active Florida State defense. First 2 points of the night for Ewan come on a throwdown. Nice feed from the perimeter. Houck misses the wild shot, and here comes Watkins. Davis, 77-73.
I also think that early in the season, neither team right now in any kind of offensive rhythm.
Deep 3, Thomas. Line drive is good.
Up top! Bol Bowen throws it down.
ECU and Colorado. Watkins feathers it inside to Ewan. A little bit of a tough catch. Here's Carlos on a Syracuse takeaway. Carlos trying to back.
More urgency from the Orange than from Florida State.
Watkins throws it right to Davis. 7th Seminole turnover.
Most skilled centers in the country. They need to go to him early and often, and he needs to be aggressive when he gets the basketball.
Turnover there was looking for Watkins. Edwards, one of the best.
Be careful with that one.
Near steal, Watkins comes away with it, dribbled it off his leg. Mustangs get the turnover. Harris into the paint, pulls it out to Miller.
To take the bull by the horns and attack the rim. Exhibit A, Cooper Flagg, nice play to start this game.
Here's Watkins with 5 to shoot, and he stepped out of bounds over in front of Mark Schnurr as he was trying to. Too strong off the hand of Evans. Dukes back to their largest lead of the game, 10. And Gumba stuck a hand in the pass lane. Here's Knipple with Harris. Right corner, Evans, 3-ball.
He can score it.
Back to 25 again, 72-47.
Oh, my gosh.
And that ball got thrown away into the end zone. Seats. Almost a heck of a player made in the second. Isaiah Evans has got 17 now. And Cooper Flagg with the steal. And here he goes. Lay it up.
My gosh.
The pretty impressed.
Yes, he made it very clear to us earlier. He said, listen, I've heard a lot of talk about this North Carolina team, but it's not the team that I saw.
Foul after the turnover. Been an issue this season when he gets an open look like that. Teams can sag off of him.
And that's what people are trying to do, is force him to shoot the ball from the outside. A beautiful find from Ewing as Jamir Watkins is
Scores inside the ACC. Number 2 all-time, R.J. Davis continues to move up that list. Year number 5 for him. Washington with the catch.
And 6 turnovers for the Cardinals, but only 2 points off those turnovers. And there's another turnover on the inbounds pass. Edwards back in there with 3 off the glass with 8. And the lead swells to 17, largest of the game now. There's a foul on the baseline. Or did he step out of bounds? No, he stepped out of bounds.
When you might wait out the possession. Season high in turnovers for the Canes. Watkins on the drive, stripped. Under a minute to play. On the attack, laid in by.
Watkins tried to spin. Zachary poked it away to Hunter.
Active leader in ACC steals. That is what he does. And a tough defense on the other end.
Watkins, who had that 3, his 135th of his career, had it stripped by Locken.
Another turnover right there. It's not what you want to do again.
They reverse it to Watkins. A hop step, stripped, wrenched loose by a Demon Deacon. Salas.
Hook, that time he went up and dunked it, and that's exactly what Wake Forest needed.
That's the 3rd assist tonight for Salas. Watkins offensive foul. You called it, and that's number 5 on Watkins.
Torreya skilled at 6'11" for you, and turnover. Irish active hands by FSU inside. Oh, pretty good pass from Watkins. Ewan just not quite ready for it. Couldn't grip it. He'd have had a flush. Much needed basket. One of the ACC's best player in Marcus Burton. Now Watkins has a matchup he likes. Notre Dame, I think, realized it. Tried to send a double.
Keeping him out of the paint.
Now near throwaway. Burton comes away with it. On the attack, high off the glass, not there. Out of bounds. Doing his best Riley Leonard impression, huh? Through the ball. Absolute spiral into the stance. Great defense again from the Irish.
And Jai, again, really loved his presence. And then you get a wide open 3. That's a huge bucket by Davis.
Turnover was looking for you, and was Watkins. Number 18 for Florida.
Daquan Davis. You in the weak side rebound. Transferred from Ole Miss. And an offensive foul, says Jeff Bond. Bond part of the... For Fred Payne. So despite the stagnation, he hits the triple. And Nito couldn't handle the pass. BC ball. So a swing here in the final 5. Watkins doubled by Hand and Brown. Works out of it. But an offensive foul. on the team. Yeah, you should have an identity. Good steal. Eagles hustle continues. Fred Payne.
There is Lowell. Rebounds. Florida State. Good defense from Ewan.
Boy, they really get out and go, don't they?
Hokies create a turnover, too. Davis, 10 on the clock. Watkins attacks, goes down, throws it away. Turnover. Here's Young. And
Watkins now back up top. They tried to get it to Ewan and it got tipped away.
Yeah, Agarwal down there on that block. And these shooters, neither team's shooting over 40% in this game.
Back court, but how about the 7-footer just diving on the floor, the hustle by your best. Watkins gets help and then leaves it off for Ewan. Pass picked off. Sellers ahead of people. Sellers mistip it. No good.
Well, we have seen the Cardinal now 3 times get those little push offensive rebounds. Oh, Watkins got travel.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, this was called it too. He got in the air like he was going to pass to one of his buddies, if I'm correct. Up 7 with the momentum, trying to keep it going to the locker in his final 3 minutes.
A travel on Jamir Watkins, who just ran into too many bodies.
Well, you know, the officials aren't blowing too.
Keeler got separation over Nito and delivers.
It's been the bench bunch on both sides. Big bucket there by Keeler. We had another one on the other end by Nito.
Now Watkins in the corner.
He's going to try to isolate you if he can.
Offensive foul. And that'll be the...
See him throw it back into him a couple of times, but no problem with reversing and in the guard on the weak side attacking.
Great defense there by Terry. And draws a foul as he crashes.
12 over his last 3 contests. Those want to run. Ewan. Watkins, so strong, so patient. Strips. Zach Austin. Hustle play. Off Watkins. It'll go the...
I saw him in Houston. He has really grown his game. And this physical type of basketball he can play.
Turnover created there. It's a point of emphasis for Jeff Capel's squad. Said we got to get back to defense. 9 p.m. start late on the East Coast. Watkins kick, threw it out of bounds. 5th turnover for Florida State. 11 combined by these two things. In the pocket, done on the attack. Physical play. They will. Oh, Watkins travels.
No, that's Watkins. Your coach Courtney.
Watkins pump fake, thought about it, gets the switch, and a pass to no one out of bounds. Turnover, Florida State.
Wow, how about the defensive pressure by the Canes? But look,
Miami now 0 for their last 6 as they have gone cold on offense. Watkins back down the other way, and he shuffled the field a little bit. That'll be a turnover, Miami ball.
yeah, trying to dump it inside Miami.
To make shots.
Tied at 10. Watkins on the catch. Fades against Starling. Double team comes. Hughes forces the turnover. Here's JJ. Open court. Kick. Taylor's got one of the former JUCO Player of the Year. His passing is an underrated aspect of his game. Ewan's averaging nearly 16 in his last 10 games. Good defense from the Orange. They force a tie-up. He's pacing Hughes. Florida State leading by 4. Oh, great defense there from Hughes. Kyle Cuff. He'll go coast to coast. Block shot. Side. Davis, cross-court pass. Watkins, ball fake attack. Gets into the defense. Poked away. Freeman picks up the loose ball. Talented freshman in. Oh, block. They're in Central New York.
Ari, I'm going to tell you a big separator for basketball players. There's a lot of skilled guys, but just playing hard and competing at a high level could separate.
Saturday, Tom Wormy along with North Carolina great John Henson. We're courtside at the Tucker Center, and a turnover for Louisville. Daquan Davis has the only points of our game so far. He's got checking whether he's the first 93 ever.
Right.
But certainly the first 93 for Louisville. That pass goes out of bounds into the front row.
You know, Florida State did a good job of not having any unforced turnovers. I'm sorry, Florida State fans.
Now, 5 made threes is pretty good. His career high for made threes in a game is 10 for Rain Smith. That's kicked ahead and will be Louisville basketball. They attempted 39 threes in the loss at Kentucky. They've attempted 29 today, and they've got it back as Watkins stumbled down. Waterman, 15 of 29, 52% from beyond the arc for the Cardinals.
And they're going to beat some teams this year with their three-point shooting.
And against one of the best defensive teams.
3 minutes for Winthrop here in Tallahassee tonight. Jamir Watkins had his pocket picked. Great defense by Kaysen Harris, and Doucette lays it in. 7, they lead by 16. Doucette. Athletic rebound there for Jamir Watkins, but he traveled on the way down.
Back at one time.
Doucette trying to work around Nitu. Good defense by Florida State once again, but nobody was there to accept the pass from Jamir Watkins. Back off the bench, brings it across the timeline. Baker can't miss from the corner here over the last couple of minutes.
And reels in the soft pass down the floor. Baker's their best three-point shooter.
Some pressure on to produce.
And it's good for the coaches and the players. They got to know that.
Without question. Knowing for players, I think what makes them feel.
And coming back is Mari Jordan. And they needed that. I mean, this was pushing a 20-point lead if you're Florida State. Now, Tulane gets a steal. And
that's a couple of late clock three-point buckets.
And then Parker, who had the assist, just rips it away from Watkins. Hill down the floor. And Watkins will take it himself. And Watkins hit, deflected away by Styles. Five to shoot Watkins. Taylor all over him. Watkins gets around, and a low bounce pass. Too low to be handled by you with a turnover.
To give you some momentum, and it gets the crowd back.
9 of 11 in the half for Styles. Watkins got hit. No, he traveled before it. Middlebrooks was reaching in for just one field goal. Watkins has done the dirty work, leading into Styles. Got his own miss, and then O'Connell's quick hands strip it away.
And then ripped away by Chandler Jackson. He had 5 steals in the game earlier this season, and Watkins stepped out of bounds. Damian Collins now healthy. The shoulder is good, and he has paid dividends tonight. Here's a steal. Cam Carter slams it home.
In man-to-man, they get out of that matchup zone.
Watkins with an extra step. Former Fordham Ram. Watkins probing down the lane. Gets the defender in the air. Draws the foul. And he'll head to the line after Elijah Gray picks up his first. Second straight turnover by Watkins. Here comes Mashburn Jr. And here comes.
And show them what you're struggling with.
He's 3 of 22 this season now with the 3 misses tonight from 3. Turns it over there. Aranguren into the open court, throws it up, he's fouled. Not on the same page with Malik Ewan, who really sat for large portions of that.
JT Thomas into the game, brings it back out to Watkins. 10 on the shot clock. And this Florida team will turn you over. They've got the top 2 guys in the SEC in steals in the Aberdeen. Here comes number 1 the other way. Watkins lost it on the way up. And then another steal for Florida State, playing defensive back.
Watkins defending the perimeter, gets his hands on it. And a double dribble called. A little indecisive there with Bowen running to his left. 17 and 16 a year ago. After the foul on Bowen, rebound scooped up by Watkins, upstairs. Oh, and we have a wedgie. Incredible. Empty on the other end. This team just 1 of 6 to start the game tonight. Watkins forcing the issue, turns it over. Transition chance. Crass. Mid-range. Inside. Gimme doesn't go. Just off by Mizell. But comes all the way back. Forces the turnover. 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Miles. Great defense.
Here's Hewitt, lost the handle on the inbounds. Andrew Sanovich comes away.
Too sloppy. Both teams have been very sloppy. Rice has not had a coach with a winning record since 1959.
Here comes Lanier. Acknowledge that on my Seminoles uniform, and that's something Leonard Hamilton really prizes.
Well, he has great kids year after year. There's no question about it. That time Watkins stepped out of bounds. And we talked about Leonard Hamilton. He's
right over the length.
And Watkins tried to connect with Malik Ewan down low. Sent it date in February. Jamir Watkins lobbing it up, looking to connect with Taylor Bowen, but back the other way it comes with Pettis.
He had 2 lobs.
Very good passer and a great find to Starling. Passes up a 3 and scores it from the paint.
Beautiful, beautiful offense. And they're going to need him for 30-plus minutes at least.
Tough gets around Watkins, leans in. Lampkin had it. This team's been up and down in that category. They're down by 6 off the Watkins free throws. Carlos driving, and the ball is stuffed for a goaltend.
And still holding to the 5-point lead. Oh, Foster, a little shot fake. Caleb challenges, had it blocked. And away comes Watkins.
Big man, he's shown that he can finish it.
He has made 17 of his last 18 shots, has Ewan. Effort there by Edwards.
We're going to have a share of the regular season ACC title.
Smith for 3, short. Offensive rebound.
Thea, Ugochukwu, Johnson, and Kidd. Knowles won 80-65 back in early January. Cleveland back on his former home court.
To the team, and that's when he really felt like this was his team. They're playing more connected, they're moving the ball better, and they're more active on the defensive side of the ball.
Taylor Bowen's active 3 block. Kidd attacks, lays it in.
And Aria, I think for Miami in the half.
Staden McCray steps back as Watkins hits the deck. Play on. Thea inside to Kidd, cutting to the basket. Knowles took it away. Johnson now. Swords steps back. Lines up for 3. No. Hewitt. Rebound. He's got 5. Carolina's got a heck of a basketball team. Speaking of women's basketball, Miami and Florida State just played. It's Cleveland. Can't connect. Watkins.
More. Down 12 due to turnovers, but, in half the court defense, they're not playing half bad with Florida State.
Maluk might bench as well.
Yeah, having a guy like Wiggins off the bench is big. Can also go small as well, play different ways. I mean, he's shooting pull-up threes at 6'11". That's tough to handle.
5-point lead for the Seminoles early on.
Ball's got to move. You can't hang on to the ball against the Seminoles or that kind of thing happens.
Behind the move, behind the back move, kick out. It's Cole Serta who's entered for Notre Dame. Auburn drag. This level want to see as he makes a transition into one day hopefully being an NBA player. Vast array of skills at 6'11" for you, and turnover.
That's an easy interception.
Drive between the leg, dribble, athletic, drive, couldn't get everything but finish. Ball will hand off Burton, gets inside, stops on a dime. Roper, not known for his scoring ability, looking to pass. Shrewsbury attacks, Watkins goes.
They're just going to continue to be relentless defensively, try to see if they can force turnovers.
Both teams have. The Irish, and here's another off.
Their scores in the half court. Skip pass by hand to Brown. Shook his defender. And he's got another 2. Deion Brown is a spot above Miami, who's last in the conference. Bottom 3 teams do not make the ACC tournament. Donald Hand for 3.
You see the improvement this season for Florida State.
Take by Hand. And a foul on the...
Florida's head has struggled near the rim here tonight. Had some looks. Blowout called.
So Stanford underneath their own hoop. Agarwal drives baseline, no good, and Watkins with the lefty to Blacksher. Former Grand Canyon standout, kicks it out. Campbell no good, Sissoko had it, lost.
This is when I think Florida State, they got it off. They get anything they want. Those are the quick shots I think they can. They slow down themselves on the offensive end and put them.
For a lot of fun nights for the Clemson Tigers.
Shot clock at 2. Hunter beats the shot clock.
Well, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Dwayne Wade, the way he attacked that basket, flew from the left side all the way across to the right.
State McCray attacks the rim, and he answers.
Looks like they're coming on the catch, kind of stunting at him.
Waterman blasting to the rim. And they got knocked to the floor, and we'll go to the...
5 left. Johnson through 2 defenders. Foul called on the floor.
Shots. They're taking some quick shots on offense. You can't get it all back at one time.
Doucette trying to work around Nitu. Good defense by Florida State once again. Made a 3 here in the second half. He'll gladly take it. And Florida State opens up the lead now to 22. Jamir Watkins tried to close out there on.
Yeah, we've been a sponsor of the Orange Bowl for over 15 years. We're big on community. The Orange Bowl's brought in over $40 million towards South Florida impacting. And then with AutoNation, we...
Any easy look at the basket. They haven't got any layups.
Well, there's one. And
There's that play right there. The screen and the roll, and Ewan stuffs it.
Another drive. That one will squeeze in from Styles, his first bucket.
He'll try it again. Contact, no whistle. Off the fake, Miller. Off with a mid-range.
This 2 from the baseline, baby. Sit in that thing, young fella.
That was the hammer. Stansbury, 3-ball, yes.
3 for 2, baby.
He was at Merrimack. They won the NEC conference.
The last 2 games, he's shooting 47% and averaging 20 points a game.
Stolen away. All right. 14 for the Noles, outstanding. Junior.
So all the Temple coaches, they're going to be in the gaps. They're going to have arms out. They're going to try to get their hands on every ball when you drive.
Now how about that? Zion Stanford turns down the 13-9 Temple.
Great name. I love the name.
Great shot fake. And a wide open 3 that rims out for Jamir. Tough spot to be in. Gray does a nice job to get it out to settle, and he'll go to the line.
That was a dangerous.
Hauk into the game with the rebound. Tough shot by Martin. Pulled Bowen, pulls it down, and here comes Florida State. 8 to shoot. Ball comes loose. Bodies go.
Figure some things out, and early in the season, getting tested, I think, on a neutral court was beneficial for Florida State.
Nice move by Miles. They'll play 4 more power teams after this, including Baylor and Michigan before Thanksgiving.
A whole lot of Jamir Watkins early on this season for Florida State. Robinson, the counterpart, getting it done for the Norse. Dilling has had a good night, looking for more. Bavorius knocks down the mid-range.
Robinson
dribbling the ball as much as Buchanan just did.
McNeely puts it on the floor. In and out. Here's Thomas. Opportunity right down the road here in Raleigh.
Sure.
Potentially 2 TO. Here goes Flag into traffic. That'll draw a whistle and a foul. Cooper will go to the line.
You know, it's funny that have been able to create anything off the bounce.
19. Foster took some contact. First shot, second tap. Nope.
Leonard Hamilton day here in Tallahassee.
Davis on the spin. Can't nail it, but a whistle as he got hit.
To see him be able to lob that up at the rim. I knew he was trying to give Malik an opportunity. You see Jamir Watkins out there pressuring Edwards, and it's
up their resume in the tournament and the statistics for the rating, when they are seeded.
Zachary, the jumper.
Wake has made 3 of their last 4 after they started just 2 for 12. Some razzle-dazzle. Hilbert with the finish. A little too much. Parker Fredrickson has entered the lineup, the sharpshooter for the Demon Deacons. Hildreth forced that one. And a run out. Davis.
Watkins, a guy who could play at the next level as well, has improved that three-point jump shot over 35% now on the year. He knocks it down, and they charge the up. 5 on the clock. They've got to find somebody. Now 3. Now 2. Serta Prayer. Nope. Off to the right. Tipped up. Second chance for the Irish.
3-4 passes and then attack off that. Beadle has missed 3 shots. He has 2 points. Hand's been the story, but missed that one for 3.
Jaden Shoot on the drive. Turns, fades, fires off to the right. Offensive rebound for Poteet.
Didn't see him. And what happens is when your big guys work hard and get open inside and they don't get the ball, they tend to get frustrated.
Shoot. Watkins picks his...
Wilkinson was 6 already in his first career start. Christian Tucker's into the game. That's 22. His first shot, he tried to dunk it. No good. Mahoney got it. He's got it.
He's a pack line guy. And if you know anything about Leonard Hamilton, he runs anything but a pack line.
How about that flush by Lance Terry?
He's a sophomore. Just a difficult matchup.
McCollum draws a foul and heads into the... Meanwhile, Florida State trying to play themselves onto the bubble. 3 to shoot for McCollum. Step back with 1. Backs it in.
Davis. His best Mark Sears impression there, right? Defensively picking the pocket. Done on the attack. Physical play. See what Coach Capel drew up. The adjustments made here for the Panthers. Switch on to Watkins. Low gets in. Floats it. No, he'll go to the line. Aggressive.
Has not had a lot of success so far in this game on the offensive backboard. Shooting under 45% for the game, but only a couple of offensive rebounds to show for it.
One's length almost causing an issue on that one. Hughes has protected the ball relatively well so far. Had that flurry early. Oh, Carlos extends the lead to 8.
The ball pressure right now that Watkins put it just makes here. You have to make a decision, but Cup doing a great job with just having that body control.
Talking about him, but he's down 15 pounds and he set himself up for a bigger role this year at FSU as a starter.
That one spins off, poked ahead. Davis has it.
Too aggressive, shoot a lot of threes. I don't know if Florida State wants to get into this style of play with him.
9 made threes in the game for Louisville. They turn it over.
So he's done it in other ways.
Hepburn and Edwards are 2 of those players in double digits. Edwards will fire away late in the clock. Davis had it for Louisville.
11 offensive rebounds. What is believed to be the most offensive rebounds by a Seminole in a game since that has been tracked statistically. So the 18-point lead once again here within the first couple of minutes of play in the second half. Johnson gets the roll and 1.
Johnson.
Ewan is back in. Christian Nito is in as well for Florida State. Here's the runner on the shot. No good. That's out by Greg Glenn. And the rebound into the hands of...
Every time Tulane looks up, there's a Florida State jersey right in front of them. So it's really not a lot of room to penetrate.
Great feed from Watkins. And now a steal.
It's a different way of switching.
O'Connell gets around Watkins, and O'Connell straight line drive to score it.
That's one way you beat pressure.
Carter, a wide open pass. Miller. The importance of this game, too. Both coaches talked about it with us today. The non-conference schedule, all of the things. Sears inside penetrating.
Shots off an excellent ball movement.
Florida State 14, UMass 8. 7 minutes in. on this final day of the Basketball Hall of Fame tip.
The offensive end of the floor, the Seminoles got to pressure the ball like they're doing now. High free throws, though. And I know he won't like that, but his ability to guard the ball like this is why he's so intriguing at the next level.
He blocks the shot from Aberdeen. Hamilton set for his own family 50 years ago, being the first to go to college and get his degree, changed the trajectory of many of his other family members. Demon Deacon, is that what you said?
That's exactly what I said.
You said Deacon Demon.
Demon Deacon.
Martin misses. One and done for the Gators.
It feels like 50% turnover rate, doesn't it?
Inside. Gimme doesn't go.
Just likes it. 8 on the shot clock. Here's Kellen Amos, 1 in white. Left hand, tough 2, no good. And here's Amos. He's 6 points shy of 1,000 in his collegiate career. Aggressive to the hole, the right-hand layup. It's a good start for the young man. Florida State has led this contest from the opening tip. Amos, the offensive rebound.
Played great last year after transferring from Iona.
Patterson spins into traffic and draws the foul.
I'm not sure.
Carlos again. Off the high dribble, into traffic, into trouble. Watkins rips it away for a Seminole steal. A.J. Swinton, a very athletic. Halfway through the second half, winner gets SMU in tomorrow's second round. Lampkin turns it over. Carlos turns it back.
What I had.
Tay Murray has it poked away by Watkins. Jackson.
See, Malik does a nice job staying in front of McNeely.
Buchanan trouble with the catch. Florida State has numbers. Watkins, machete.
Today with how he's playing.
They loop it into Wiggins. Watkins better in that one-on-one defending.
Johnson, Salas, Spillers, and Reed the third. Quick hands. Watkins with the steal. Wow, dunk. Opens up the scope for the Seminoles early on.
Ball's got to move. You can't hang on to the ball against the Seminoles or that kind of thing happens.
That's their second steal. Watkins with the hammer.
24 class. Leonard Hamilton saying he's a classic FSU guy. Reminds him of a young Terrence Mann. Some of the things that he's doing early in his career. Knowles force another turnover. Watkins ahead of station into one day hopefully being an NBA player. Vast array of skills at 6'11" for you. And turnover, Irish. Active hands by FSU inside. All pretty good pass. He'll retreat. On the attack. Hammond lost it. Dang trying to pick it up. Turnover for Virginia Tech.
Well, he got in there. What happens is when your big guys work hard and get open inside and they don't get the ball, they tend to get frustrated.
Shoot. Watkins picks his pocket. Knowles want to run in transition. Watkins stripped.
Coach Hamilton likes to get his guys a lot of minutes on the floor. They'll run 10 guys tonight, forcing a turnover.
Here comes Watkins the other way. Watkins, Euro step, tied up.
And for a corner pocket 3.
Stanford has their biggest lead at 12.
Oh, that was a tough one right there.
Watkins goes right at Reno and draws the... Another board by Sissoko. Turnover there, and here come the Seminoles. Dang with a long three, no good. Sissoko, another board.
Yeah, I like the zone D.
Petritus up ahead, tried to get it to Ola Joseph, stolen by Watkins. Watkins.
Florida State at times help you out. They're not prone to going into scoring droughts because they don't run a system. Everybody's just free to take shots, and this is the end of the floor when it creates their offense.
Watkins from downtown.
Like he wanted to pick that one off.
Instead, he picks the pocket of Powell.
That just opens up more driving lanes.
Noles by 2 on their home court. Dunn loses it. Healing into the front court. He steps on the sideline.
In this game on the offensive backboard, shooting under 45% for the game, but only a couple of offensive rebounds to show for it.
Off a turnover. Here's Watkins. Zachary has it stolen away. Here's Watkins. Crowd wanted a
2-point ball game because he's coaching every possession defensively, but he's got to be happy with the way his team is sharing the basketball, and they're doing it on defense, and they get another steal.
I don't know if Florida State wants to get into this style of play with them.
9 made threes in the game for Louisville. They turn it over. Knocked away by Watkins. He got it back.
Up there's a Florida State jersey right in front of him, so it's really not a lot of room to penetrate.
Great feed from Watkins, and now a steal. Watkins takes it himself, and he's going to be fouled by Banks.
Oh, knocked away from Taylor, a steal. Watkins collects it, he is fouled.
You got to be pleased with your defense for the most part, because 3 of those 4 threes were late clock.
Watkins steps in the passing lane, a takeaway, gets it back from Holt. Finds it, cut it.
Bucket here to begin this second half. 4 possessions, 3 turnovers. The steal by Watkins. Here's the man that's got to get the Noles going.
The Seminoles will switch 1 through 5. They've got some wrinkles recently, some variations of the switching game. Another turnover. Davis, the outstanding freshman.
All-NBA rookie team.
No doubt some with the Pacers, the Seattle Supersonics, and the 76ers. Florida State, they've created turnovers early. What a feed!
But he can still drain that ball from deep.
Been continuing to work on that to try and improve his NBA draft prospects.
His free throws will come around. That's just a matter of timing.
On the NEC conference.
The last 2 games, he's shooting 47% and averaging 20 points a game.
Stolen away. Watkins into the open court. Alley-oop. Jackson rips it down.
Weight because he wanted to lose some weight, and he was telling you about his regimen about lifting weights now, right?
He's lifting weights. The guy has not aged one bit.
Watkins on the takeaway. Chandler Jackson.
The freshman Davis checking in.
It was the second half against Florida that Davis really came to life. Gurn, great feed, but Florida State again quick to the ball.
Jamir Watkins saw it coming. Watkins deflected it.
Way downtown.
It's a good spirit lifter for him. He's been struggling from deep a little bit. That's the second one of the night.
Watkins at the rim, lays it up and scores.
Another steal for the Noles. Watkins defending the perimeter, gets his hands on it. And a double dribble called. Since he was in 8th grade. He was an LSU assistant at the time, but that relationship, a big reason why he's playing college ball in Tallahassee. Davis ahead of the pack. Can't lay it in.
The Owls, it would be their 3rd ever victory against an ACC team. This one stolen away by Jamir Watkins. With the lob. It was almost come. Seminoles are 2 for 7. Rice just 4 for 9. And there's another turnover. 10 turns now for Rice. And it almost turns into points. Jackson certainly shown the ability to pass the ball tonight. Here's the double team near midcourt. And they double team the right guy. Amos has had turnover trouble.
5 for the Norse. I mentioned Goretzka. He's joined by Robinson and Vincent. Keep an eye out for Josh Dilling, a hot shooting newcomer, as that ball is picked off by Watkins. Back the other way and slam it. Jamir Watkins gets the kiss off the glass.
Jamir's just got a knack for finding the rim. He loves to go in there with a nice save.
Nice dump off pass down. Hotter shooters than that one right there if you're the Norse. Stolen away. And here comes Watkins. Crossover move. Finger.
The Florida State's really starting to take a toll on Northern Kentucky.
Watkins nearly picked the pocket of Vincent. A jump ball will be called. Florida State will take over.
Today, a guy who usually could get in the lane and create as well. Who's going to be the next guy to step up? You're talking about Holt. Is it going to be Thomas? Is it going to be Bo Bowen? They need somebody else to step up offensively and contribute. Or you know what? Florida State's doing a great job of keeping SMU out of the paint. And then when they do get in the paint, they're coming from the weak side, blocking shots, and then getting.
Brody had 11 in the opening half. Back inside, Buchanan followed his shot, and then a foul.
Can't hit the shot. And here comes Jackson on a dribble and blocked out of the sky by Watkins.
I tell you what, that was 2 athletic plays.
Can't sink it. Rebound tipped twice. Comes right to Powell. He wants to drive it right downhill and swatted away. FSU said no, no, no.
But the best part about it, what a response.
Ooh, big time block. Lowell couldn't believe there was no foul.
Downtown. Dongo sent away by Watkins.
6'7", they just make it so hard because they're so active with their hands, getting in the passing lanes, getting deflections.
Hunter machetes through the D, turned away at the rim, and case in point, the size of Florida State.
This move was coming late on the trap, so he's got to make a couple moves, draw the defense in, and give Dane maybe a little more time to shoot that three.
Hadley had it blocked. Watkins was there, John.
Florida State's starting to tighten up.
Just getting back.
Yeah, we've been a sponsor of the Orange Bowl for over 15 years. We're big on community. The Orange Bowl's brought in over $40 million towards South Florida impacting. And then with our donation, we've raised over $40 million.
Quicker, but took his time and got the angle.
It's 5 of Florida State's first 7 points. Jai Bailey. And he put back by Corey Chess. To go, he is not expected to return in this game. Set to be reevaluated tomorrow. The steal by Bailey. The jump stop and the block by Watkins. It'll stay with LSU.
Played on TV and your family's always been watching. It's something different about coming home and 30 people in the stands physically there for you. So see if that shot he just made can make him get a little bit more comfortable.
Swarming defense and ball pressure by Florida State. Shot clock under 10. On the turn, block shot. Jamir Watkins into transition. Watkins.
Second straight turnover by Watkins. Here comes Mashburn Jr. And here come those long arms of the Seminole defenders.
It's just
nice. The Orange could move back ahead of the Owls. They've been trading positions here, and don't think I'm not keeping track of who's in 6th and who's in 7th.
You were just waiting. You Syracuse guys, I tell you, man. You were just waiting to get that one in.
But he's missed 5 free throws, though. And I know he won't like that, but his ability to guard the ball like this is why he's so intriguing at the next level.
He blocks the shot from Aberdeen.
7 on the shot clock. Usanovic with 3 to shoot. And it's blocked out of bounds. And the official says
That's how they have to play. They have to be able to create offense from their defense, get out in transition, and try to find easy and early opportunities.
Oh, what a shot from Harris.
Be serious with us at the same time.
Aquendo just hit a shot inside. That time, no. Ewan.
Boy, that's a nifty move there by Hepburn.
Forrest, their starters, Hildreth, Johnson, Salas, Spillers, and Reed the third. Quick hands.
Watch from the Irish. Here's Imes. Burton on the drive. Oh, the finesse. High off the glass and in.
Lead for Stanford. Agarwal. Deep 3, no good. Young tried to tip it. Reno tried to hit in this first half. Ball was tipped, and now Gieler off the dribble. Akpar for 3. And Chisholm Akpar.
Well, that's what they really excel at. Syracuse making it hard for him in the half court.
Jaquan Carlos, the Hofstra transfer. Freeman, mid-range Jay. has a proficiency in the mid.
Quicker and faster, get that defense moving, like you said. If they're going to switch and everything, just try to get them moving around. Brumbaugh, that's not what they wanted there. That's a shot clock violation. And
Wolfpack 7 for 11 from the field so far. Hit some tough shots. Taylor is another. Taylor is fouled. Watkins and Hamilton.
He can't make his free throws right now, but he can still drain that ball from deep.
Been continuing to work on that to try and improve his NBA draft prospects.
It's different this year because he lost some weight because he wanted to lose some weight, and he was telling you about his regimen about lifting weights now, right?
He's lifting weights. The guy has not aged one bit.
And back we go the other way with Clayton, the former Iona Gale. All three of these veteran Florida guards started their college careers elsewhere, and there is Clayton.
Something, shall we say, intelligently cutesy up their sleeve.
Fine cutesy.
You played against Cal. Oh boy, Starling just.
I know he's feeling good, but you didn't have any passes. You had no side-to-side movement. That's a tough shot right there by Watkins.
Miller can't hit the three. Here's a foul.
I know that Malik Ewing needs me and you to do more of his basketball games. That's what he needs.
And that's going well when you and I have been here. It's a good basketball game here. Offensive.
Blue Devils at 15 in a row. Yeah, it feels like that's the way we're going to go to Charlotte, doesn't it, with those three? And an offensive foul on.
Sure.
Halfway home here in the second. Knipple, hanging jumper. And finally,
Carmelo didn't have near the defensive impact as Cooper because he sat in the back of the 2-3 zone. So, to me, I would like to see him deep into the second weekend or the final.
Florida State basketball starting to celebrate each and every time they're going to see J. Leonard Hamilton on this court.
Davis with a long one and a three-pointer for R.J. Davis. Davis calling out a play here for North Carolina, trying to pick up their 18th win, their 4th in a row. Davis stops, fires, and a miss. Rebound tapped out. Straight to the basket and rejected. And at the buzzer to a 6-point lead.
Yeah, Florida State did a good job of getting into one of their better three-point shooters. And dang, you see Hepburn again able to get down there amongst the trees.
Locking on Watkins.
Hunter had a big first half with a couple of threes. He's got a layup.
Hildreth, step back three, and he swishes it through.
Keeping them close in this game. If you're Reed, you cannot simply back in and take that much time because the defense is coming.
Hildreth, big steps, another finish, and another foul.
Census recruit. Missed 8 games this season with an injury before coming back in late December. Burton, that's what the Noles want to do, force him away. He was Florida State's first commit of the 2024 class. Leonard Hamilton saying he's a classic FSU guy. Reminds him of a young Terrence Mann. Some of the things that he's doing.
See, but in the country, be able to pass the ball, put it on the ground, shoot it, and then work in the mid-post area.
Brown keeps it alive off the Beetle miss. Conclusion. Chaz Kelly for 3. Rims out. Swinton, the big side rebound. But
I need Mr. Watkins to shoot the ball well.
Top 5 in the ACC in points per game, is only averaging about 12 over his last 3 contests. Noles want to run. And that's not Taylor Bobowen's game.
The pace is a little faster, I think, than Florida State wants it.
He had 10 in the opening half. Zachary has it stolen away. Here's why. Continuity, it's the hardest thing to do in college sports right now.
Especially with the turnover, but to have a coach like that on the floor is just so invaluable.
Oh, and he can do that too. That time he missed. It looked good.
They must limit the Seminoles to 1 shot. Big emphasis in practice yesterday was getting on the glass.
Ugo Chukwu to the cup.
Wow, with a block out there on the floor.
3 to shoot, Cleveland. The pump fake, leans into Watkins and draws the foul.
Freshman from Baltimore. Starling, Taylor, Carlos, Freeman, Lampkin Jr. The 5 for the Orange. On the drive, Carlos with the left hand. Nifty to the bucket.
And the inbounds play, Malik Ewan, a perfect 3 for 3 from the floor. He's got 6. Johnson pulls the trigger. Nitu clears the glass.
The disparity in terms of the shooting today, 52% for Florida State, 28% for Tulane. That time, Mari Jordan able to get the 2 there.
Tournament, they win 9 straight elimination games, and it was really the second coming of the cardiac pack, as O'Connell wanted to hear. Malik Ewan just a second shot attempt. Step back 3, not even close for Taylor. Middlebrooks on the offensive. Taylor cut off by Watkins. Hill trying to weasel his way in. That's a very difficult take. 1 on 3.
A bucket here to begin this second half. 4 possessions, 3 turnovers. The steal by Watkins. Second half when Florida State has been able to draw closer. Miller off the bounce, attacking. And Miller
The Seminoles will switch 1 through 5. They've got some wrinkles recently, some variations of the switching game. It's a great on-ball defender per head. Associate coach Stan Jones. Stansbury, oh, that's crafty. Got Jamir Watkins in the air.
A former top 100 national recruit just continuing to emerge, Malcolm.
Yeah, he is, I think, the key. Look, Watkins has been consistent for Coach Limp. Could not have asked for a better outlet pass that time by Ewan. Rebound, that should have been a bucket for Florida State.
Diddly that time. Rivera back outside to Curry. Always wants to get to that left hand, can't finish.
Coach Leonard Hamilton really has given him a boost in this game. And it's a very good Temple squad.
Mashburn with a tough shot. Watkins smiles. Hey,
to his body as far as just becoming a year older. Weight room, strength, conditioning.
Floater, Arngard, I think a Seminole slapped the glass, hit the rim.
Been doing it on the offensive end. Shows you there, he can do it on the defensive end with a huge block.
That might just...
Started his career at Ole Miss. Certainly shown the ability to pass the ball tonight. Here's the double team near midcourt. And they got.
Meanwhile, the starting 5 for the Norse. I mentioned Goresger. He's joined by Robinson and Vinson. Keep an eye out for Josh Dilling, a hot shooting newcomer as that ball. Dilling nearly lost the handle. Dilling. Good looking shot there by the graduate.
7th Seminole turnover. Starling. There's a good look for 3. And Taylor rims it out. Davis backs down Thomas out of the double team. Starling. Taylor 0 for 5 from 3. Another one missed. Davis high points.
This improved in some area of his game and shooting almost 40% from the 3-point line, and how he can get to the rim. You add that jump shot, he's going to be a tough guard every single.
Basketball, he plays great defense. As that 3 ball is short, offensive rebound for Cross. Leads to an open 3. Harris lets it fly. That skims the front iron.
But to your point, Art.
Inside the plate, speed. Edwards fires a 3, partially blocked. Thrown down to Watkins.
Ames thought about it. Rhodey along 3, front rim, comes back to Ames.
See, now you have that mismatch. It's Davis against Saunders.
Ames to Rhodey, open, and cash.
Fence though.
Buchanan to Ames, blocked by Thomas, saves it, Saunders lets it fly. Ames amongst the trees. McNeely, he's had a tough night shooting it.
Defensively, the Seminoles have made their last 5 field goals, and North Carolina operating very well offensively as well.
Boy, Cadeau, that one clangs away. They leave him wide open.
Get to the paint and finish with the soft touch. But it will be March Madness soon for the ladies on ESPN. And that went all the way to the rim and lay it up.
Cadeau left open again. This one he nails the three-pointer.
And you have to imagine Cadeau still trying to invite him to shoot the three.
So they hit one. Trimble will hit this one from way downtown.
Turnover. Oh boy, you can't leave him alone.
That last time you had two FSU guys that get yourself going. Be aggressive, get to the rim, feel that contact, get your blood going a little bit.
Three ball in the corner, not there. 2-2.
Malik Ewing over 14 points per game and the fourth leading rebounder in the ACC. This is Dylan Hunter, brother of Trace, hits the front rim. Knowles try to save it. It ends up with Chase. Shefflin is open for a three. Thought it might have been deflected, but Shefflin made the shot anyway. In traffic. Got it to Wiggins. Shot clock at 5 for Chase Hunter. Chase Hunter looking for a field goal. Can't find it. Wiggins.
7 to shoot. Double on Reed. Salas relocates. A threes offline. The rebound, FSU.
Defense move before you drive it.
Salas lights it up. Salas turned away on the baseline. Cross court skip. Fredrickson a three. Bo Bowen, the aforementioned player for the Seminoles.
Also not have Jerry Dang available, one of their rotational pieces from the bench.
And certainly when we spoke with Coach Hamilton and staff, that was concern. In particular against Shakira, but you have to know when you play Florida State, somebody is always going to try to get their hands on a pass, rebound, or dribble.
How about the response from Burden? Feeds Roper. Sundrup, 4 on the clock. 3-2. Davis calling his own number for 3. He knocks it down.
Deion Brown, Roger McFarland, Josh Beadle, Don O'Hagan, and Chad Benny make up their starting lineup. Beadle with a penetration to Brown. And a good start for... See how far Florida State's pushing BC out on the perimeter. McFarland with his first 3. McFarland again. Good look. Didn't fall. Not getting the ball inbounds. All you had to do was inbounds, they were going to foul you. Brown, the 3, left it short.
There's off to the right, offensive rebound for Poteet. Here's Lowell, he can shoot the 3. That one too strong, rebounds. Bobo and
that opportunity. But that's basketball in this day and age.
Hokies one of the youngest teams in the ACC. Corner triple, nope. Florida State gang. 7 on the clock. Here's Shoot, the transfer from Duke. 3 ball, quick trigger, short, long rebound. Watkins has it. On Watkins tonight. Rex Steiner under 6 to play. Looking for a good shot. Lowell, 3 ball, yes sir! Oh, Toby.
2-8 in the games that they've worn the blue unis.
Agarwal for 3.
Got it. Well, that is big. Want to.
Agarwal in the corner. Young tried to tip it. Out of bounds off. We talk about the choppy part of the game. Stanford's 0 for their last 5. 1 of their last 9. Not anymore. Nidu's first point. Agarwal.
Not out of bound pressure. They're sending their big to this corner, and he's just posting up against the guard.
Soiree taps it into the hand.
If you're going to turn it over, it's got to be dead ball. Great penetration kick. One more. Drive it, pass it.
McCollum for 3.
Clinic of how you attack this team, but you got to get back.
At Louisville on Tuesday. And over the last couple of years, see great hustle here by Clemson.
I'm not sure Del Jones saw the shot clock reset.
Every single day in practice. Had 10 assists to 1 turnover the other night in their win at Miami.
Yeah, in the previous game, he had 18 points against Syracuse.
Exactly the start Miami was looking for. 5-0. Get a little bit of offensive rhythm. Johnson's jumper, no good. But Thea, no look pass to Kidd down low. Kidd double team, skips it. Cleveland for three off the heel.
Cleveland stuck on that launch. Davis coming out of that locker room looking to be aggressive offensively.
Kidd the catch, the reversal. Blackman the three, misses everything. Kidd right there.
Florida State by 4. Jair Davis has entered for Cuse, as has the talented freshman Elijah Moore. He fires the three, that rattles out.
You get called for a foul.
That's Ewan's first. Bell steps into a three, that's good. That'll make Chris Bell. They're at 6 right now in the first half. They've cleaned that part up. It's allowed them to get some good looks like this one. Oh, that rattles out for Freeman on the attack, count it! In his last 5 contests from the charity stripe. Starlink, 3-ball, Taylor, that's a big shot.
And that's another thing that's inside of 8 minutes to go in our first half. Tom Wormy, John Henson, our outstanding CW courtside Saturday production crew. Edwards. Waterman looking for his 5th made 3 of the game.
So too is Tommy Camerad. Jones dishes it out to Baker. Good fit. Countered a lot of contact down low and has finished several times through it. Jolly up top. And reason to be jolly for Ryan. He catches. Florida State's lead swells to 24. Ryan Jolly back off the bench, brings it across the timeline. Baker can't miss from the corner here over the... Wilson drives into the paint. Baker left open on the wing. You can't lose him, especially.
Three-pointer, Woods, no. Banks tipped it. Rebound for them.
Catch it, they'll score over the top of you. That time, Chandler Jackson got caught trying to front.
How different is it for NC State as Styles misses 3? Because even the guards are big for Florida. Foul was officially Bobolin's second for Florida State. He's still on the floor. O'Connell catch and shoot. Good for 3. NC State's third. It's on 21 made baskets. Florida State has made them work. Here is Middlebrooks. Bouncing it out for a good look. And that 3 missed by Taylor. Styles is there. 72 apiece. 2 of the 5 minutes gone by in overtime. O'Connell sets up a 3. It's good for Styles.
From UT Martin. First possession of the night. Cam Carter from downtown and splashes home a 3. I mean, the confidence to Tallahassee. Under the tutelage of Leonard Hamilton. Out of the timeout, Bailey left open. And Watkins the rebound.
Yeah, but work here the rest of the challenge to improve that.
Miller was double teamed. The rejection from behind. Sears steps into a triple. Count it. Big bucket for the Tigers.
Accelerate. They had flashes of it this weekend in Connecticut, and they're hoping to build on that going through this break this weekend.
3-ball launched off. Another one missed by a mile. Move the ball side to side and allow for an execution.
25 assists on the 33 made baskets. That's an impressive stat. Leading for the ACC, the best all year.
Florida State going to donate all proceeds to hurricane relief. That's a good 3-ball. Right corner.
Passes when you get a wide open look.
McKee nearly traveled. Cross-court pass. Triple in the air, off the left side. Ooh, how about dang? Strength and athleticism. Tim Kraft saying you just can't simulate it in practice. Brown, kick out. Morgan, 3. We've seen a couple of air balls. Pelot
look at the handles for the big fella.
Maluk. How about it? 3-ball. Oh, rattles in and out. Rim spit it out. No offensive rebound. Kell, kick out. McKee. Morgan, he's been hot from 3, launches that one, back iron. And ripped out of the sky by Bobo.
Through them.
Livingston, that 3 off to the right. Hewitt.
Seminoles. This is Jalen Curry, the 6-foot sophomore point guard from Charlotte. Lightning quick. Daniel Hankins Sanford finds the lead score.
Again, he likes this team. I think, look, they rely heavily on their backcourt of Curry and Diggins. I think of their front.
Stanford spins, finds Settle. First 3 points for Steve Settle. Brown turns the corner, finds Settle for 3. Dang takes
again. He was able to establish post position, just missed the turnaround jumper.
Good look for Meshburn. Around and out. And
Hofstra's got the last 4 points, looking to continue to whittle down this deficit. Cross-court pass. 1 extra pass. 3 ball is back iron. Too strong. Rebound.
8 points for Malik Ewing coming in the second half. Swing it. Wide open. Patterson. Too strong.
Goes to Dilling inside 10 now for Vincent. Vincent comes to a jump stop, gets it back out to Robinson, and he got all of those. Vincent down low, Robinson once again. FSU brings the double. Back out top, Dilling.
Dilling's, well, you got these starters in for Florida State, which is a size problem. You've got to get some open looks right there. That's your best look with Trey Robinson. But he's playing. He hadn't come out of the game yet.
I'll tell you what, Florida State might have said ciao on their way to the basket there. Grezger puts up the 3. Pavorius up top, and that is his thing. He's made 70. Make a 3. Pettis looking to Pavorius. One more time, baseline, back out to the wing. Pettis for 3 more. No, and that is how this
couple of games, and boy, did the Noles miss them. It's an FSU team who's lost 4 in a row. Alley-oop flush. Nice feed there from Chuck Harris.
See, Malik does a nice job staying in front of McNeely. Buchanan, trouble with the catch.
Shoot the basketball, and part of the reason why Florida State leads the ACC in blocks is because they have so many different players contributing.
Nice hesitation there by Kate Tyson. And time running out on Leonard Hamilton to win his 200th ACC regular season game tonight on the iron and tipped up and in by
3 ball in the corner, not there. 2-2 after Cleveland's free throws. Nice offensive rebound and feed. And the dunk from Brook to the left. Clock ticking. Johnson, Cleveland. Can't connect.
Hunter scored in double figures 22 times this season, John. He hasn't scored in the game. Lock-in from Dylan Hunter.
Nice finish.
Over 3 minutes without a basket. Underneath. Spillers with the slam. The assist, Salas.
Boy, at that free throw line area. He'll retreat. On the attack. Hammond lost it. Dang, trust right that you're accustomed to seeing Florida State have.
Well, Florida State averages almost 9 steals a game. They have 2. They average almost 6 blocks a game. They have 1. I mean, they had how many guys? 8 guys score in the first half. They have to do it by committee.
Poteet, no. Lowell, how did he get that ball to put back? He's hit the big timely shot. That's been missing in the last couple of contests, and really for much of the season. Cherry on top, Poteet flushes it.
What a great... Jalen Blake's being hounded by Justin Thomas. Backdoor cut, Agarwal lays it in, and Stanford is on the board.
Yeah. And their length is just so disruptive. Every pass requires such effort. Tough fadeaway by McCollum, and again...
Lost last Saturday at Kentucky for Louisville. Scott in tight quarters.
Chucky Hepburn penetrating, drawn in a deep.
And they enter tonight with optimism. Justified. Fountain inside. Hit the deck hard, and a foul called against LSU.
Bowen against big time pressure, able to get it back to Curry. 10 on the shot clock. Curry, nice look. Without coming down.
Couple of moments. That length really bothered him. Gets it inside. Good ball movement. Still staying with it. Graham, and he's got it. Michael Graham, first points of the game.
The freshman Davis checking in.
It was the second half against Florida that Davis really came to life. Oren Gurn, great feed, but Florida State.
Robinson working on Maluk. Trying to round the corner on the big fella. Dishes it to Wells. Good ball movement there by the Norse.
Wells said, I can't beat them with my starting 5. I got to go beat them with 6 through 12. And it's not easy to recruit 7 or 8 different interchangeable parts that the intensity.
Win Saturday against SMU in what will be Leonard Hamilton's final home game. After Clemson beat Virginia Tech, as Saunders finishes up. Knowles on a 13-4 run. This one coming back the other way. Ames all the way, beats Watkins, who did not want to pick up.
And the long rebound for Sion James. Let's drive it all the way again and score.
Look, I know he's 6'6" and 2. Continues to move up that list. Year number 5 for him. Washington with the catch will lay it in. And a beautifully run drive by North Carolina.
Get into the paint and finish with the soft touch. But it will be March Madness soon for the ladies on ESPN. And on the last one, Leonard Hamilton has said, for the last 15 years, we may not beat you 1 through 5.
Well, Withers beat everyone to the other end. Davis saw him and darted the peck. Bank won't drop. It rolls away. Jackson couldn't connect. Trimble quickly to the other end of the floor and lays it in and a foul too.
I tell you what, a strong
to a 6-point lead.
Yeah, Florida State did a good job of getting into one of their better three-point shooters. And dang, you see Hepburn again able to get down there amongst the trees.
Salas, pocket pass and a jam from Harris. That's what you have to be able to do.
Right to the rack. I understand Ray not wanting to pick up that foul.
Blake's lost the handle. He was going in to slam that down.
Yes, he was, with some evil intentions.
Sissoko breaks up the alley-oop. Now Cal has numbers. Ritas Petritis, and he lays it in.
Good possession for Cal. They get out in the break.
Ball Bowen couldn't get it to go.
He hurried his shot because he had a mismatch.
Blackshirt. No good. Ball Bowen up high.
He's starting to knock it down. He's starting to heat up from behind the three-point line. The defense and the talent's always been there. The shooting is starting to come.
And the rebound, George. Floater, Terry. What an athletic move to try and tip it in. Could not.
That's not Taylor Ball Bowen's game.
The pace is a little faster, I think, than Florida State wants it.
18-point advantage now, largest of the lead of the game tonight. And Miami just tried to get back into this, but look at this run out once again.
Watkins, leading scorer on his team. He does it all for them. He is their leader on the court and off the court.
Hadley glides to the rim for 2 for Louisville. Ewan on the offensive glass.
We don't talk about his offensive rebounding. He's one of the top offensive rebounders in the ACC.
Waterman from the corner.
Got to talk about him, but, you know, he's down 15 pounds, and he set himself up for a bigger role this year at FSU as a starter.
That one spins off, poked ahead. Davis has it.
2 for the JUCO transfer.
Just no help to get there. Johnson tried to reach in at the last second, but he's so much taller than Telford, he can't really do anything about it.
Ask Ewan. Didn't get the benefit of the roll that time. Nice move to give himself an opportunity there to clean things up off the weak side. Talford, but a foul call.
Thomas telegraphed the pass. A takeaway for Dontrez. And a finish.
From Kansas State, the rejection. And that was Collins that snuck in. Here's Sears. Collins grabs the
This two from the baseline, baby. Sit in that thing, young fella.
That was the hammer. Stansbury, 3-ball, yes.
3 for 2, baby.
Group of family who have made the drive from Vermont down here to Connecticut for the weekend. Nice job of going end-to-end by Zion Stanford.